Here's the story. Johnny the Mad Dragon, who had my mother and Puff by his side. They were four friends, certain that he obnoxious, but full of dragon's pride.
Here's the story of the great Jesse Godfrey, with Big T Coco and Mr. Rob. Never Jesse's crew, so fierce and passionate, and the red face shine true. Till the one day when Johnny met young Jesse, and they knew it was much more than a hunt. That his group was full of fiery podcast.
That's how we come from Mad Dragon's Punch. Mad Dragon's Punch. Mad Dragon's Punch. That's the way we became the Mad Dragon's Punch. Come on, Dragons fans! Fire up!
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast. We preview round 4's game against the Melbourne Storm. After a week off, we've had lots of time to prepare since that heartbreaking loss to South Sydney. But yeah, we're playing up against the competition leaders and the premiership favourites in the Melbourne Storm. Doesn't get much tougher than this. I went to introduce the panel too tonight. So yeah, we do have Billy, who's come back after a bit of a layoff. We've got Dazza, welcome Youngy, Coco there in the bottom left, and also Rob, the Menai Dragon, a late inclusion off the interchange bench. All right. Well, first of all, we'll get into the Dragons lineup, and Rob, I'll get you to read this out.
Hey, so we've got the Dragons versus Storm coming up this Saturday, and apparently a lot of rain predicted, Jesse. So we've got at number 1, Clint Gutherson, our fullback, the king, the one, the only. Number 2, our winger, Tyrell Sloan, the X Factor. Number 3, centre, Moses Sully, Terminator. 4, Valentine Holmes, another centre, sharpshooter. 5, winger, Christian Tupolotto, try scorer, of course. We've got our 6, Kyle Flanagan, and 7, Lachlan Ilias. Close it out the game, boys, please, this weekend if there's a chance. Number 8, Toby Couchman, tackle machine. And number 9, hooker, Damien Cook, beach sprinter. Number 10, Emery Gula, big man. 11, Lachina Leilua, beast 1. Number 12, Jaden Stewart, beast 2. And 13, Jack DeBellum, bleeds red and white. 14, Jacob Little, best bench hooker in the bloody NRL. 15, David Clemmer, wrecking ball. And 16, Hamish Stewart, give it 100%, man. And 17, Dylan Egan, great new debutant for the Dragons. Go boy. And we have 18th man, Matthew Figai, 19, RFT, Rome Fatala Mariner, 20, Blake Laurie, 21, Tom Eisenhuth, 22, Lachlan King-Togia, coached by Shane Flanagan, Casually Ward, Hane Saleh, calf, round 5, Ben Murdoch-Masilla, hamstring, round 5, Viliami Fafita, foot, TBC, and also Ryan Couchman, sadly ACL for the season. And that's a wrap. Back to you, Jesse, on the team list.
Thank you, Rob. Well, normally this is where we hand over to Big T for behind enemy lines, but he cannot be with us tonight. He's still recuperating. He's in hospital. He's had a little operation, but he will be back for our behind enemy lines special tomorrow night, when we do welcome Melbourne Storm legend Ryan Hoffman. So join us from 8:50 tomorrow night for that special behind enemy lines with Melbourne Storm legend Ryan Hoffman. That should be a good one. So it is at a new time, but should be great to have someone like Ryan Hoffman on the podcast, that's for sure. So we'll go into the Melbourne Storm lineup anyway. So, Billy, can you take us through how the Melbourne Storm will line up?
Yep. So, at fullback, obviously, Ryan Papenhuyzen. The wingers are Will Warbrick and Xavier Coates. And in the centres is Jack Howarth and Grant Anderson. The halves are Cameron Munster and Tyron Wisher. Obviously, Jerome Hughes is out with that broken hand. The front row is Stefano Utoikamanu and Josh King. In hooker, we got Harry Grant, Sean Bloor, and Elise Katoa in the back row. Trent Loiero in lock position. And on the bench for the Melbourne Storm is Bronson Garlick, Alec McDonald, Tui Kamakamitha, Lazarus Vailupu. And on the reserves, you got Kane Bradley, Marion Seve, Keegan Russell Smith, Sua Falongo, and Angus Hitchie. And the coach is obviously Craig Bellamy.
Yep, it's a formidable looking side, even though they are missing a few names like Nick Meaney, Jerome Hughes, Nelson Asofa Solomona. They are at the top of the table, and it's going to be a tough old game against the Melbourne Storm. In fact, they're pretty much our bogey side. Historically, they're the team we've struggled the most against since 1999. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough old game, but we fought that last year. We went down to Melbourne and took them, and we got the upset of the season. It will be an upset of the season if we can do that again this weekend. Now we'll go first to you, Youngy. Are you surprised Moses Sully has been named? He come off with that rib injury in the second half against Souths. There was potential. There was talk that he might miss this game. It was announced on the radio over the weekend, but Flano has named him. Do you think he'll play?
Well, I don't think they've named a replacement centre either, have they? On the extended interchange bench. So I'm assuming he's going to. But I'm like you. I'm surprised he was named. I thought sure he'd be out.
Yeah, well, he actually has named Matt Feeney at 18th man, so that could be the man who does come in if Sully is ruled out. But there was shots of Sully at training today, so he might very well be okay.
Playing through pain.
Yep. Now we'll go to you, Coco. Lots been made about the Flano banning Christian Tuipulotu. He's show me the money. He's in the side again this week. If he scores a try, what are you expecting from him?
I don't actually mind, the try celebration. I can't, you see everybody, the all different players have their own signature. And I don't mind. Maybe if we're not behind, maybe I don't know, maybe try to do a backflip. You have the Mundines, you have the Black Blocks, you have GI and Latrell doing.
He'd land on his head, wouldn't he? If you try to backflip.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, it
he's a
doesn't
big
matter.
unit.
I think he was angry. I think he was just angry with the way it was last week. And I get it. You know what? Sometimes the coach needs to be the coach and to have a say. I was actually watching the other day and I thought about our coach, what Madge was doing back when he was playing the coach of the West Tigers, and he gave them a spray. And I think if you're going to spray, you spray the players because, we've got Melbourne this week. I don't know if you guys are nervous, but I'm nervous. We all talk about Panthers. We're not in that calibre yet. We are nowhere near that. We're still rebuilding. So we shouldn't even be talking about the Panthers. We're not Panthers. We're Dragons. We're ones that are down the bottom and every sucker wants us to be wooden spooners. Because we're going to, everyone say they hate the Manly, but I believe our haters hate us more. So I hope they prove us wrong this weekend and we win against Melbourne. They should be doing their homework all week, watching that game against Melbourne and Panthers and see the no-die attitude, because that's what we need. Because it's going to be a bit cracker of a game. 3 p.m, Cogra, I cannot wait.
I fancy the Channel 9 News saying that we're playing in Melbourne on Saturday. How do they get that wrong?
But I won't be going there.
That's a long haul. Daz, do you go?
I've actually been to a few Storm games down here. It's good ground, good venue.
Yeah.
Whether you love or hate the Storm, it's a good night out.
They do think
it's a really great ground here.
It's a good club.
Yep.
Except the cowbell. The cowbell annoyed the hell out of me when I went. I was like, where's that noise coming from? I went, oh, it's a bell.
Yeah, that's more of a Cowboy thing, not a Storm thing.
I know. But yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker game.
Yep.
And if we start, and that's what our issue is, if we start and we have game players, because the players are on at the Storm, and it's just so hard.
There's a lot of rain predicted as well too for Sydney. Shitload of rain.
Tell me that.
So it might be a real wet one.
Well, Billy,
could work in our favour because, believe it or not, it doesn't actually rain too much down here.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I'm in Melbourne, and we haven't had a lot of rain.
Wow, for 4 seasons in one day. Jeez.
Yeah, things are changing. I badly need some rain down here.
Wow,
All right.
that's incredible.
All right, Billy. So a lot's been spoken about Lachlan Ilias. Flano did take him aside after that game against South Sydney, and then he later come out 24 hours later apologising to him. What do you think he has to do to keep his place? I mean, a lot of people have already been throwing the knives out at him. What do you think of Lachlan Ilias? Does he get it? What does he got to do to get things right and close out and game managers? Because we should have iced that game against South, so he just didn't step up. He's got the ultimate test against arguably the best team in the comp.
Yeah. Well, like you said, game managing, he's got to organise. Like, he's got to put kicks down in the corner, put them deep, try and cause the Storm to just not make meters. Like, you got to just close them down as much as you can. Like what he's been doing the last couple of weeks with the short kicks, it's going little like 30 meters and they're catching it on the 20 and they're running back and they're already on the 40 by the second tackle. It's just, especially against the Dogs, like, many times they got the ball back on the 30 and it's just painful, So he just needs to kick better, defend strong, just communication in the defensive line. It's the simple things. It's the simple football errors that he's been making. So if you get those right, you can't ask for much more.
I think that's key too. Like we do taper off in defence. We go to sleep and let in easy tries, and that's where we beat ourselves.
Yeah,
100%.
I also think the number one thing it's been happening, and I love Flano. I think he's an upgrade on Hook. Inconsistency. 24 points to 12 ahead. 24 points.
Should have got on with that.
Should have won by 20.
We should have closed the game out. Even a field goal. 24 all. Where's the field goal?
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
I mean, so inconsistency. This was our downfall last year. And, I thought with Gutho and Cookie and, Val maybe a less extent with that experience that the consistency would still, would kick in. We wouldn't be inconsistent, but far out, man.
Well, our attack looks all right. I think it's just the defence.
But like you said, inconsistency in defence. The 2 tries there, Jesse. 2 tries, crash overs, man.
They were all soft. All 4 of them.
We've even bombed a couple, which is a bit unfortunate. But
that's just attitude. That comes down to attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But laziness in defence, mate. You're right, Dazza. Laziness and on the line their defence. I mean, jeepers creepers. You can't afford it against Melbourne. You can't afford it, mate.
Yep, another one that's got to pull his socks up. The first 2 games in the Red V, Val Holmes, Youngy. He hasn't had a good day off the boot in his opening 2 games for the Red Dragons. If we've got any chance of winning, I think it's going to be a close one. He's turning 4 into 6 is going to be crucial if we're a chance at an upset.
Well, he's usually a sharpshooter too. He doesn't miss. So I don't know what's going on with his kicking. That game against South, he was shocking. We actually scored, 5 tries to 4 and still lost.
Yeah.
So that's how bad that was.
Do you remember Lomax a couple of years ago? He was stabbing at the ball when he went through a period with the yips. I reckon that's happened to Val. He adjusted. If you watch the games, he was adjusting for the wind and snapping at the ball a bit. So, I don't know. I think he'll come good. I mean, the real top kickers usually come good.
And hello to Big T if you're watching in hospital.
You guys look
He's in
weird.
the ward.
What?
He's in the ward at Wollongong Hospital.
He's on the
So,
drugs.
hello, Big T, if you're watching.
He's on the heavy medication. Enjoy it, Big T.
Should we get up close to the screen and go big blokes?
He's on the he's in the ward with 4 other people, so he's got to be quiet.
Okay, can't be too loud.
That's going to be hard for Big T.
Yeah.
All right. Now Toby Couchman. Now he's been named to start. Blake Laurie did start ahead of him in that Rabbitohs game. Coco, do you think he should get that spot back now that Blake Laurie's not in the 17, would you like to see Toby start the game this time against Melbourne?
I think so. I would love to because this is where I praise Melbourne in this lot. I do praise them because they use their young ones and they build them up. And even like Craig Bellamy is a great sprayer, but he actually teaches them. Look at Richard, like he's down there and he's thriving and stuff down there, and he will like not even when it was Origin. Like I've watched Storm over my time, and even when it was Origin or when a player is injured, they'll let the young guys come in, and I think that's what the Dragons should do. Like he's a local, Toby Couchman. I would love to see him thrive and his development and become a good NRL player. So yeah, I'm excited for him. Sorry, Laurie, I'm really sorry that you're not in the team, but let a young one shine this time. Go, Toby. I've got you. I hope you go well. Over to
Yep.
you, Jesse. What do you think, Jesse? He's a local rule boy. He's a butcher. What do you think? How do you feel? Would you like to see him thrive in the NRL? Because I'm a bit
He's our
worried
future.
yeah, exactly. But I'm worried
Absolutely.
if we don't use our future now,
They'll go to another club.
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of.
Toby Couchman is my new favourite Dragon.
What
There you go.
ward are you on, Big T, if you're there?
I hope
Want
you're
to know
going
what
well,
ward
Big
you're on?
T.
He's not saying anything.
There, he's on
Silence
the
is
Euro ward.
deafening.
Hang on, I got a
Yeah,
text.
yeah.
Wait a second, I just got a text. He said Ward XXX. Oh shit!
Oh, triple X or 4X?
Well, I'm
Drinking
not
that
sure.
moose,
He's
that
on heavy
Queensland moose piss.
the BT on the piss and the Panadine morphine or whatever they give the endane. Woo, yeah, that'd be good.
All right, a lot's been talking about who should start at 9. Cookie's got the nod again this week, as expected by Flano. But Jacob Little didn't have his best game against Souths. I'll go to you, Billy. What do you think of how Little should be used more? He still looks a little bit underdone. He had that hand heavily strapped against South, so didn't look good in that game. But do you think he should start? Maybe Cookie off the bench. What are your thoughts on that one?
Personally, I think Cook still needs to start. Obviously, like you said, Little was a bit underdone. He did miss 2 preseason games, so he didn't even get any match fitness in before the actual start of the season. Looked good in round 1, but round 2, he threw a couple of errors, a couple of forward passes, one that was crucial to the game. Got the set off the kickoff from a try and just throws the ball forward, just poor errors. I think that he just needs to come off the bench for now, but he needs to get more than 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes is a bit too little for him. He needs at least 40. Kind of share the role with Cook a bit, I think if we can have both of them on at the same time, just creates a different sort of spark out of attack, They don't know who's going to run the ball, what's coming. So I just think that Shane Flanagan's got to find a way to get both of them in the squad at the same time.
Hey Billy, you just created a joke, son. It's too little for little.
Yeah. Nice play on words, eh?
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
David Clemmer, he comes in, hasn't played any preseason at all, no match fitness, but Flano's named him straight off the bench. Rob, what do you think Clemmer will bring? Hasn't played any trials, or it's pretty much it'll be his first game of footy for the year. Are you surprised that he hasn't gone to start ahead of like an Emre Gula, or do you think he needs to build up his match fitness first and look into learn the Dragon system first?
I think it's not even so much learning the Dragon system. I think it's a little bit of match fitness. And this man's a big man, tall, size, wrecking ball, you know what I mean? Mongrel. And he'll put in. So he's an impact player. Like we're just talking about Little there and Cookie. Certainly off the bench, he'll give us some impact without a doubt. And Rome wasn't built in a day, like you said, Jesse. He needs a few Ks under his legs. and some time back on the NRL on the field. Every player would be the same, mate. I mean, unless you're playing matches, it's very hard just training and then coming back from injury and then being put straight into the starting squad. You know what I mean? And playing big minutes. So, but certainly he'll add some grunt, mate, without a doubt. Love or like him, he'll give us a little bit of impact doing what he's doing. I know he's older. Is he 31, Jesse?
Yeah.
32.
Yeah. So it's a bit synonymous with Hook, making Hook stays with the older forwards, but I think he'll give us some mongrel and some grunt. But yeah, you couldn't start him, I don't think, at the moment. I don't think he would have the K's or legs on the match fitness, mate.
Yep. The one that's been spoken about all week, the debutant, Dylan Egan. Well done, Dylan Egan. Good to see you get your debut. Another product from that Gerringong system. Coco. Gerringong seems to be a good breeding ground. Dylan Egan, what are your thoughts on him getting his NRL debut on Saturday?
First off, Jesse, I don't really know Dylan Egan, so I'm just going to be honest. But good on him. I know, the Lions have got a few good players coming through. There was Sims brothers were from Gerringong, weren't they? They originated from Gerringong.
Yes.
And
Hamish
then-
Stewart.
Yeah,
Our other
Hamish
debutant.
Stewart and Wishard wasn't Tyrone. Was Tyrone
And his
Wishard?
dad. Yep.
Yeah.
His
See,
father, Rob.
that's a good product down there. So, that's very good to see.
Tasman's
I'm pretty-
favourite Jackson Fords from Gerringong as well.
Was it Blocker Roach?
Wow. See,
Mick Cronin.
Yeah, Mick Cronin. Yeah.
Dude, Mick Cronin, the great Mick Cronin from Parramatta.
Oh,
You got a
wow,
pun in
that's pretty
Gerringong.
cool. See, there's so many players that from the grassroots. It's so good to see, and good on Dylan Egan for getting a debut this week. I hope he goes really well, and also a bit of Tim, let the kid play. It's his first game. You can't build Rome in a day, and give him a chance to shine. To all the critics,
Yeah,
give the guy a
100%.
break.
Yeah.
That's him,
Especially
Coco. That's him. He's got red hair. You can't miss him.
And his
Oh,
first
look
game
at-
against
Yeah.
What-
Tackling machine too. Good player.
Oh,
He's a
that's what
second
we
rower.
need. Oh, very good. Oh, he's got good shoulders. He'll be good for tackling. That'll be good tackle. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. How old is he?
He's 20.
Oh, see, that's even better.
Is he
He's a
single?
captain.
He's young. He's
Yeah,
young.
that's good. We need some young meat, and Clemmer there.
Well, everyone says we're full of sloppy seconds, but I mean they're bringing these young kids through. Just
That's
bringing them
good.
through slowly.
Yeah, no, we just
More to come.
yeah, they not slowly. They if they see that just go all right. Then to see his video was lovely. It's good to see
Yeah, it wasn't a
shining.
good video. How good was that?
Yeah,
That's how the Cowsman boys came through. You know what I mean? We had all these Thomas Downers. Oh, that's too soon. Oh, my God. We got to play bloody first grade to get first grade experience. And look how good they are now. I rate the Cowsman boys better than some of our older forwards.
I know. Well, 10, 15 years ago, there was heaps of young. Look at the Benji Marshalls and the Robbie Farahs and the Sonny Bill Williams and the the GIs and the Billy Slaters. They were young when they started, and then look at them now. They've got their career. They got to build. This
I
guy,
saw. Sorry, Coco.
That's okay. It's all good. You can say. I'm just explaining. Everybody who used to play footy back in their day, especially whoever played footy on the panel, knows and understands the grassroots to become an NRL player. There's stages, and I congratulate Dylan Egan. I am going to back him 110% this weekend. I hope he does, and it's okay. These are lessons when you become an NRL player, and especially the hardest is the Storm. They've got speedsters. Xavier Coates. They've got Pappenhausen. They've got all these great. So
Across the park was strong.
Yeah.
Harry Grant.
yeah, Harry Grant. It's going to be a crazy, but good on him. I hope he goes well.
Just on Sonny Bill Williams, I saw his first ever trial game against the Dragons at Carrara up in
wow.
Queensland. That was in 2004, and it's probably one of the best debuts I've ever witnessed. I had never seen a second row play like that ever.
Yeah.
I think I went straight home, looked at the stats, and I think it was like 330 meters for the night, line breaks, tries, assists. It was a phenomenal game. And he played all year after that.
I see another one, Daz. I went to school with Andrew Eddinghausen, 17-year-old. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable player. Incredible. Absolutely. We're talking about Matt Cooper. Matt Cooper was on the show the other night.
Yeah.
Coop said that's an idol of his, ET.
Oh, yes.
Incredible. Long hair, just was fast, would tackle. Incredible. His body on the line, unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
To go to
What
school
about
and watch him play, in the same years and watch him play on the school oval.
Wow.
Mate, it was so fast that they couldn't get him. He was just so quick. Incredible.
Dynamic player.
Yeah.
He was
We
good.
might break things up a little bit. So I know Rob's a big fan of this video, so it'd be interesting to see what our captain Donny's got in store this Saturday when we play the Storm. But this was the last time we played the Storm, and this is what
Never seen anything like
what
it.
happened then.
He's a wild man, Donny.
Well, g'day, Dragons fans. It's game day. And there are many things in this life that are hard. Walking up a mountain. Now that's hard.
Okay, big boy. What's the Browns doing?
All for a fire up. I can't do this. Come on. Running a marathon. Now that's hard.
Oh, Angel.
Finally. Would anyone run this far? It's too freaking far.
You really got to put your hands over your eyes soon, son.
Doing backflips is hard. Giving birth. Now that
Never seen it.
is very hard.
What a neighbour scene.
How's he going to top that?
It was so real. Makes it so real.
The mental image.
First male to give birth, eh?
Going down to Melbourne and playing the Melbourne Storm. Piece of piss. We got this, Dragons fans. We can do it. Come on, Dragons fans. Fire up! Yeah!
Anyway, that was that. So yeah, good times. I don't know how Donny tops that one. I don't know how he tops
Donny giving birth. When are we going to hear the end of
There's
that
a
one?
challenge for you, Donny. Can you top that?
His neighbour's called Triple A as well, too.
All right, we'll continue on now. Hamish, Raymond Fatalamaran has been the casualty for Dylan Egan being dropped. Dylan Egan debuting. Sorry. What's your take on this, Youngy? Raymond Vitale hasn't got a lot of minutes in his first 2 outings. Are you surprised to see Flano wield the axe on him?
No, I think it was more about Dylan Egan getting his first start. He's been good in the lower grades. And he's been warming up to this start for a while. It was going to happen sooner or later. So I think it's more about him getting his first start rather than RFM getting dropped. Just my thoughts.
Yep. All right. Again, we'll continue, and we'll get the viewers more involved now, and we'll get the viewers involved. Get your thinking caps on. It's time for this. We've got it's more of a clip. So hang on one moment. Keep the chat going, guys, while I come up with what we're gonna do. I've got a clip, so just keep the chat going, and keep the flow going, and I'll get this ready. So chat at anything Dragons. Go right ahead, guys.
Hello, Tolly. How are you, man? Good to see. The chat is pumping.
So, what does everybody think about this weekend? Coco, Daz,
Oh,
Confidence, mate.
one.
Confidence is key.
That's right.
You can't shit it now.
Yeah, we've just come off a bye, so we should be fresh legs, and we should be good, you know. And I hope they've done their homework. Like I said, watch the game. If they didn't watch Thursday night game, against the grand final rematch, and to see the do or die attitude of Panthers, that's what we need to not give up. Then, but we also have to maintain the lead. You know, that's what. And like you said, Daz, before, soft tries. We got it, and hopefully Clemmer can. You know, I'm excited about Clemmer actually. Like, you know, watching him play for the Dogs, and then he played for Tigers. Not really much about the Tigers, but the Dogs more. We need that mongrel back in the team. You know, like. What is it? We're in 25. So 2010. Remember when we had like the Waymans, the Ben Craig, Dean Youngs, the Neville Costigan and Jeremy Smith? They were all
So that's a good point, Coco. It was all about defence back then. We put defence before anything, and we got to start getting back to that.
Yeah.
Because if your defence is right, then your attack comes later. And I don't think our attack's a problem. The defence is a big problem.
Yeah. Because that's how they got through, like the Rabbitohs did through, because I was at the game, but that's how they got through, because it was just those soft tries. There was a hole and they found it and they went, doom. And it's like, there was no oomph in their tackling. And I believe that's the issue, the whole mentality.
And we also got to be careful, Coco. Coates is very good under the high ball. Like Lomax running through. He's a tall, bloody timber.
Yeah.
And he certainly can get up there and get the ball. So I don't know who's Coates up against. Does anybody know on the wing? He's opposite.
Coates plays on the right, doesn't he? So it's our left side. Sloan.
So Sloaney's gonna have to get up there.
Yeah.
All right. We're ready for our trivia question. So it's a video clip.
Okay.
So watch what happens.
It's the last dinner party of the experiment. It's amazing.
Game, then and there. You think the scores his second
So who
try.
scores the next Dragons try in this game in 2009?
And it was play one, so really lucky there, the Dragons.
So just watch the clip.
You just know
Goes
that
for a
was
few
the
minutes.
game.
Who's the man, Braith? Who's the man for the Dragons?
Nightingale or Cooper?
Looked like a scoring flesh. So, I mean, Howard's kicking game's been fantastic. I think And Matt Cooper, obviously, need to get him some more ball.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen it at all.
Yeah, we've hardly called his name, have we? Dynamic player.
I've been looking at him. Don't you worry. I'm on Cooper Cam.
Aren't we aware? Here's Dean Young. Sideline now to Nightingale. And the Dragons, this is nice. Something's bubbling here as we enter the last 10 minutes of this game. Smith, the Wayman. And the Dragons' best opportunities seem to be off high kicks. And are we going there again? Stoward? Yes, we are. It's aimed towards Quinn's wing. Sailor comes forward, bounces back for the Dragons. Smith goes to ground. It's a 0 tackle. To a break for the Red V.
Again, it's been robotic from the Dragons. You know what's coming, but they're just setting up for that big kick. But they are troubling the back three of the Melbourne Storm, giving themselves continuous opportunities, but they need to take them.
There's your cowbell, Coco.
In front of the post.
Still going back in those
Young
days.
back at dummy half. As it comes across field here, but look at the defensive Cam Smith. Hornby wrapped up. Hunt now to Soward. Soward keeps it going. Stanley for Sailor. Sailor! Only a metre out. Wild pass. In fact, it hit the man on the chest in Young. As Hunt goes to ground, and again it comes down to the last as Young to Hornby, to Boyd, to Cooper.
Hey, I was right.
Double
Yeah.
movement.
It's close.
No.
It's a double movement.
Oh, Jesse.
Oh, the
What are you
Dragons
doing to us,
inches
mate?
away. As finally they attack the left, and they're almost rewarded.
Well, Braith has
Scoop, you
called
can't
for this.
participate.
Is it a double? Yeah, it's just,
Definitely.
it was
Double
just
movement.
too tempting for Matty Cooper there, but they looked a lot better there.
Well, they did, Fletch, because Darius Boyd, his strength is his right to left pass, and you could see there he came into the play,
Adam
swept
Blair,
from the
I
right-hand
hate
side to
him
the left,
because he's
and he
like
got the ball
a
into this
grub.
man's hands. They don't have
Sorry, Adam Blair.
Gasnier like they have had the last few years, so he becomes their strike centre, Matt Cooper, and he needs to see the
What's
ball
going
more.
on? I thought we scored. We're going to score.
And you can't blame Cooper for going
Oh,
for it
no,
because it
no.
was the last tackle, so the only punishment
Oh, yeah,
this
was the
must
fact
be
they gave away a
2010.
penalty. But it's so rare the Dragons have been
Is that Tommy Bell with the bell down there?
Can't blame Cooper for
Oh, maybe
the second
Sal?
attempt.
Who
Shot.
knows? No.
That's a great shot there. Ben Bray
Yeah,
trying to
see, that was
inspire
going
this
on for
team.
80 minutes, and I
Only
went,
7.5
I was
to
like,
go.
where's this bell
With
coming
Melbourne,
from?
6 points clear.
No cows, but
It
bells.
was
I know.
terrific game.
They could have had
Awesome.
like a storm, like, or something.
Nice probing run.
What are you doing to me, Jesse?
We're looking at one here.
Intercept or
No.
something.
Cronk, the stab kick. Looking for the corner. He'll do well to keep
Oh,
that in.
is that Darius?
Not even Cooper Cronk
Yeah,
on his
Darius
own
Boyd.
deck.
Yeah. This is 2009, yeah?
Round one.
Oh, who was it?
They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
hanging around the Dragons.
Oh, there's
Melbourne
God,
can't
this
finish
is
them
like
off.
a blast from the past, Jesse. Wow.
The good old
First
days.
game of the
I know,
season.
right? When we were happy.
How old are you, Billy,
First
there?
game of the Bennett era.
3 years old.
There's Young to Hornby.
Tell you what, I was a
You
Jeremy
at this
Smith
game?
fan
Dragons go.
in before
You
they
at this game?
was
Young
I?
bouncing out of
This is
dummy
at
half.
the old Olympic Park.
Stanley
No. I haven't been to that ground, but
driving it beyond the 40, almost up to the 30.
God, yeah, that was years ago.
But Melbourne are just eating this up.
Yeah. Oh,
Wayman, again, straight down the middle. It's
Just
a
coming back to
run,
Jeremy Smith,
but
I was a
against the
Jeremy
Dragons
Smith fan
to a last tackle
even
kick.
before he came to the Dragons,
Soward
and then
this time
when
is
we
on
got
the
him,
left. This time
I was
goes
just
to
like,
Zip.
so
Bounce
stoked.
back. Well done by Nightingale. Soward to
Absolutely.
Boyd.
All right, so we'll put people out of misery. We've
Gets it
seen a bit
going.
of this.
Jeremy
Now we'll
Smith.
see
He goes for the
Bill.
win.
who scored the winning try. Who scored the try to send us the golden points?
Big deal.
Hey, Billy, I was 40 when that game was on, mate.
oh.
Far out, eh? I think. Wait, I think my dad might have been. Yeah, my dad would have been the same age.
There you go.
So yeah.
I think I was 20.
Dragons. Hinchcliffe to Smith.
And here we go. Let's see who scores a winning try.
Hey, Dill.
They still boo him.
Go, big Dill.
Nope.
Oh, he's out of.
There he goes.
Oh, Dill.
Oh, look at him
Whoa.
go.
Back the years, the big
Oh,
fella.
look how fast he is.
The lines up, Slater. Oh,
Matty.
Coops.
Matty Cooper.
yes! Dragons! Their second try!
He
Oh, he
really-
got animated. Oh, wow.
For the tall.
What a
Wendell
good man
Sailor.
that man was.
And Soward has a
Coco.
chance to perhaps
see,
take
Matt
us to
Cooper.
golden
Whoa.
point.
So Peter B's got it again. 3 weeks in a row
Wow,
for
that was
Peter B.
vintage Sailor. Just
Just
getting
too
the
good, man.
ball off the right
Look
wing,
at
creeping
that
across the field. Have a
guru,
look at
Peter
this.
V. Good on you, mate.
Because he's got the good right arm fend.
Yeah,
here.
he was
gets,
Dilly.
gets rid of things.
Still had it.
Useless.
Then off he
Big
goes.
Greg Inglis.
Doesn't have the pace like he used to, but it's enough. And the glamour boy,
The glamour
from
boy.
the South Coast, just backing up as a good centre
The
back.
glamour
Game on,
boy.
boys. I back Jamie Soward in here.
Well, that's clutch from Wendell. I mean, he's had a tough night. He's had some really good plays, and he's had some ordinary ones, but game on the line, not one player in that side has been able to create anything close to a try. As Craig
Bellamy.
watches on the answer in the background.
He hasn't changed, has he?
Wendell Sailor skips from one side of the field to the other and finds the man that we said, Matt Cooper.
You wouldn't want anyone
who
else
needed to
kicking the
see
goal
more
here.
ball, and this
Yeah.
is a big
A
kick
little
to
march.
Isn't
Toy
quite
soldier.
Jamie Soward.
Yeah.
73%. It's not a bad percentage. But this is the non-preferred side for the left footer.
Oh, flushed it.
Wouldn't you love to have Jamie Soward in his prime right now?
Oh, yeah.
For
That's
those
halfback.
Red
I'll
Bee
take him.
fans.
Sorry, Flano. Sorry, Elias.
16 all. And the first game of the year looks like going extra minutes.
Well, this is
Big
Wendell
Dill.
Sailor. Wendell Sailor's got the big left foot step. And I think Melbourne were waiting for the left foot step. But he kept going across the field and just his brute strength and did well there to put Cooper in. So, geez, St George win this game. St George will win this game. I would not want to be in the dressing room when Craig Bellamy comes back down from the...
Anyway, so that was Matty Cooper. What a game that was. We did end up losing that game, though, by a point. Cooper Cronk kicking the... Actually, I think it was Greg Inglis that kicked the field goal to win in the game. They won 17-16.
Disappointing.
It's promised so much, but yeah, well, we know how that year went as well. So our first game under Wayne Bennett back in 2009 wasn't a bad start, actually. Now, yes, that was now we'll talk a little bit about the Storm, and as I said, we will have Ryan Hoffman, our Melbourne Storm legend. Ryan Hoffman will have Behind Enemy Lines tomorrow night at a special time from 8:50. So if you can join us then, that'd be great. Special time tomorrow night, 8:50, with Melbourne Storm legend Ryan Hoffman. Talk to him about what he thinks of the Melbourne Storm.
It'll be a good
maybe
chat.
about his career. Yeah, if you can join us tomorrow night. Do come along. It should be a good chat with we played at the highest level, won several premierships with the Melbourne Storm, played for his state and country. So yeah, it should be a good chat, and one of the
Good
best
player.
players to ever pull on the Melbourne Storm jumper. Yeah, so now there's been some changes to the Melbourne Storm. They've had Jerome Hughes, who's been ruled out with that broken hand, but from what I saw from Craig Bellamy, he did not look impressed after that, even though they did beat Penrith. Penrith is not a team you want to get complacent against, because Penrith nearly stole that game from them. So here's a bit for what Craig Bellamy said, and if we're not careful, they'll
This
pull
is
out
bad news for us.
Keep the chat going, guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, the press conference with Bellamy, he said they were complacent two periods of the game, especially when Cleary obviously got injured. So he said it was unacceptable, and the players knew they were in. Some players interviewed, and they said they had to be much better for the next game they're playing, which is against us. So yeah, alarm
This is
bell.
the thing about the Storm too. Like, they can just hang in there. and then when the opportunity comes, they take it. So
It's an easy.
it's gonna be a tough game.
Proud supporters of having a crack.
What are you really gambling with?
Craig, you got the win, but were you happy with that performance?
20 minutes and
10-minute conference.
far out. The easy options. You don't think that specifically, but just in the back of the head, it sort of comes in, and then when they got a bit of momentum, it was hard for us to stop it.
What was your take on it, Harry? Like, was it a bit unsettling when you kind of look up and you just got a couple of rookie halves, in the Penrith line? Did it unsettle you guys, or?
Yeah, I guess you could say that's maybe where a little bit of the complacency came from, but I think they did a good job where they got themselves back in the game, and we had a few moments we would have liked back, and that just sort of swung momentum. And then they're such a quality team, not just 13, but a quality squad and quality organisation that they know how to keep a hold of that, and that's what they did there. It was a bit of a scrappy game, and both teams had some injuries and players moving around, but you just got to chalk up wins at this time of the season, and there's plenty to work on, which is good. That gives us plenty of purpose going forwards, but you've got the 2 points in the pocket. And
Yep, so that's Harry Grant and Craig Bellamy last Thursday after that win over Penrith. Billy, do you take any joy of that? Melbourne got complacent. Do you expect a response from the Melbourne Storm camp, knowing that if Bellamy is unhappy, you wouldn't want to be in that dressing room?
Oh, for sure. Like, they'll every week, if he sees it, he'll let them know. They'll turn up every week the way they do. They're the Melbourne Storm. They're one of the best run NRL clubs over the last 20 years. So, I don't expect them to come in and take it easy on us, especially after last week with the complacent performance. So they're going to really come in and try and belt the crap out of us. We just got to match that physicality.
Yep, 100%. Like you mentioned, Rob, like the complacency, but Penrith aren't a team that just don't give up. We're not in the same league as Penrith, but do you think that we can take any joy out of that we can look to where Melbourne did get complacent and where we can have some joy against them? We are Penrith, but
I think Coco hit the nail on the head. We have to absolutely up for it. We have to play for the whole 80 minutes and really play the best of our ability. And remember that we did beat them down in Melbourne. So take that as a positive. But everything has to be on song. My greatest fear is finishing out the game, closing it out. I think Coco said we have to be in the lead. That's where I'm concerned. And what Daz says, the defensive lapses. 2 tries last week were just crash overs. It was almost like touch football. So if we are like that defensively against Melbourne, we're going to get done for more points. And there's just no way, even though we can score tries, I just think they'll be way too good for us. So we have to be absolutely up for it, the whole 80 minutes. And that's the only way I can see. Otherwise, if we have inconsistencies that we've had, they're just too good. They're stronger. But they're what? The top 2 teams, so we just won't be good enough, mate. You got the calorie you got, so what can you do?
Who, Youngy, who do you think we have to shut down for Melbourne? Who do you think their key player is? Who we have to shut down if we're going to beat them?
Pappenhausen. We need to be eyes up on him because they're gonna try and stretch us and exploit us with Pappenhausen. So we can shut him down and be switched on in defence. We can go a long way to winning it that way. But defence is definitely going to be the key.
I think Munster as well too. Munster's the fittest he's ever been this year. Bellingham was saying it as well too. So he's a freak of a player as well too. If he plays a top game, he can do anything on the football paddock.
He had the ball on a string last week.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see us start. We always start from behind. I'd like to see us start fast, like come out of the gates early and fast.
That's how
That's
you're
what
going
I'd
to
like to see.
You've got to unsettle them.
Yeah. You got to score first.
Yeah, we need to for sure.
Anyway, we don't. In honor of the big man, Big T is not on tonight, but he's still. To his credit, he's still prepared a clip, and his usual segment, a walk down memory lane, and here's what he sent through for us. Okay, where is it? Trying to get it. Hang on. That's not it. Nope. That's not it. Hang on. It's having some technical difficulties. I'll get it up in a moment.
You want us to keep talking?
Keep going. Yep.
Has anyone watched this Craig Bellamy thing on Stan? Because I'm
the
watching it now.
documentary.
Yeah, the documentary. It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I've got to watch I like Coco, but I saw clips of it. I was really impressed.
Yeah. Like I'm watching it now as we speak, but it's on mute and it's on subtitles. But the way he goes, it's really good, you know.
He's a really, really good coach, knowledgeable coach.
Yeah.
Manager, everything. I mean, Des, you would know. What a great
I
coach.
don't think it's just about Bellamy. They've got good everything down there.
Yeah.
Like he's got good support staff around him. Everybody
Frank
knows
Panisi.
their role.
Yeah, Frank Panisi's fantastic.
Good manager.
He's a good man to have in your club. Like you said, you want a recruitment guy. Him and Bellamy have been doing it for 20 years or more, Rob.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're awesome. But Bellamy also has that ability, like Bennett, you can turn the average player into a strong player as well, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him anyone. Give him absolutely anybody. You'd turn him into an Origin player.
Yeah.
The feeder club dads, the Queensland Cup players, you know, turns them into superstars. So,
all right, let's have a look at Big T's walk down memory lane for this week, round 4 edition, the Melbourne Storm.
Well, good day, Dragons fans. I'm Big T. I want you to come with me for a walk down memory lane. Brought to you by Essence and Light, Nature for Home and Body. They make small batch soaps and candles. They're very nice. If you want more one for your significant other, check them out on Facebook. Here we are, Sunday the 4th of June 2000, Dragons versus Storm, round 18. We're at the home of the Steelers only two years ago at Wynn Stadium. Crowd 10,141, referee Paul Simpkins. Yes, and this is the same year that they did that to us. We played 42 games against the Storm. Storm won 29, scored 1,010 points. We've only won 12. We've scored 776 points. There's been one draw back in 2002, which was a 30-all draw. Just run through the sides. We've got Amos Roberts, Lee Murphy, Lee Hookie, Jason Hooper, and Nathan Blacklock are our back five. Trent Barrett and Luke Brannigan are our halves. Chris Lightbowl, Nathan Brown, Craig Smith, Terry Lamey, that's supposed to say, Hart, and Wayne Bartram locks the scrum.
Big T's got Nathan Brown as captain coach.
It says Nathan Brown there was a coach, but David Waite. So Fitzgerald, Cooper, Patton, and Warder on the bench. Storm coached by Chris Anderson, Matt Geyer, Brad Watts, Aaron Mule, Tony Martin, Marcus By. Other back five. Tesesto Lavea and Michael Carmichael under the halves. Michael Carmichael. Why would you name your son Michael if your last name's Carmichael? I will never know. Brad O'Farrell, Richard Frayne, and Ben Rorty are their front row. Paul Marquette, Russell Bowden, and Matt Brewer box the scrum.
I remember this game.
Wayne Fenton and Glenn Turner on the bench. I couldn't find anything about this game online. I've got all my information off Rugby League Project. But yeah, they couldn't find any match report, any highlight package, nothing about this game. But I did find out that Trent Barrett scored 2 tries, as did Lee Hookie. And Tinga Blacklock, he would have done a couple of backflips in that. Lee Murphy scored a try. Amos Roberts scored a try.
Jesus.
Jason Hooper scored a try.
Wow.
And so did Big Terry Lamey.
Yeah, we belted them.
Yeah, big fella, played for the Illawarra and also played for the St George Illawarra Dragons. Wayne Bartram kicked 3 from 7. Blacklock 2 from 2. Wes Patton 9 from 1. Just going back on young Wes Patton, he played from 93 to 2000 in the NRL. Only a little lad. What was he? Only a little lad. He was only 67 kilos and 165 centimetres tall. So he's well under 6 foot. So yeah, and you compare that to Big Nelson now, he's 2 metres tall, tipping the scales at 120 kilos. I don't know how young Wes tackled those people, but the big boys back when he played too. On Wes Patton, he went on after rugby league. He went and lived at Summer Bay for a while in home and away. Done a few episodes of Heartland, All Saints, and Redfern now. Rugby league, NITV, Rugby League Sideline Eye, and a panel on NITV over the Black Dot with Big Georgie Rhodes. I'm going to do. Melbourne did score a try through Tony Martin. There it is, Dragons full-time, Storm 4. That was our biggest win over the Storm. The same year our biggest loss came against them. And I'm going to do a good, the bad, and the ugly. Wes Patton was my good part. This is the bad part. 2004, Danny Williams was sent off for a brutal act when he ran over 15 metres to coward punch Mark O'Neill. Mark O'Neill's legal team was saying that Mark O'Neill had amnesia, memory loss. Williams received 80-week suspension. Shortly after that, he left Australia and went to the UK. But the ugly part of this bloke, does he ever learn? In 2020, he was charged with assault after he glassed a woman in a Neutral Bay hotel. Mate, look at those eyes. They're serial killer eyes. Look at them. There it was. Dragons 50, Storm 4. Yeah, as I said, our biggest win over the Storm in the 26 years that we've been playing in the NRL. Thanks for joining me for Behind Enemy Lines and a walk down memory lane. I didn't do Behind Enemy Lines, but a walk down memory lane. Brought to you by Essence and Light Nature for your home and body. They make small batch candles and soaps. They really, really smell nice. Check them out on Facebook. I know you can't smell them on Facebook. Well, take my word for it. They smell nice. The rest is history, but there's much, much more to be made. This has been a Big T presentation brought to you by the Mad Dragon podcast. There's a little dragon there. Cute little dragon. And that's a little Big T. If you want to see your face there, send me a picture of you as a young bloke or a young girl with your rugby league gear on and tell me who you played for, and we'll get you up there. We'll remember you instead of remembering a little Big T every time. Thanks for joining me. I love you all. Dragons for life.
Yep, and that was a memorable game, as you were saying, Daz. Our biggest ever win against the Storm that year.
Yeah, I remember sitting with. I was up in Brisbane at that stage, and that was the year that I first come down to Melbourne. And I watched that game where we were beaten 70. It was the most embarrassing game I have ever had to sit through. I was just copping heaps from all my mates. It was an embarrassing performance. So there had to be, I mean, if you were a Dragon supporter and you watched that game back then, you desperately wanted to beat the Storm next time. And so there had to be a response. So we came out and belted them that game in June. It was good to see. From memory, Amos Roberts ran riot that game. Had a really good game. That's all I can remember.
Well, the most embarrassing game I've seen us play was the Anzac game last year. That's the most points I've ever seen scored against us.
Yeah.
When the Roosters put 60 on us. I was still a kid when the Storm put 70 on us, so I don't remember it too well, but that more
I hope Leno remembers that game too, because we were all embarrassed. So we want a response this year at Anzac Day, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. That's in a much later episode, in a few weeks or so. But we'll get into another segment where we hand over to Coco for this.
They're slugging it out in the middle of the Dragons front row has knocked his block off.
His block is knocked off? It's time to look at the one-on-one battles that will decide the game. Will it be the key position players? Will the fight be won out wide? Or will it be won up front? Strap yourself in for Coco's Clashes!
All yours, Coco.
Oh, okay. So I only had a couple of hours to look at the team list, but I'm actually not going to do who I think is going to like the clashes. I'm going to go with the players because we've got the Storm, the number one, like at the moment on the ladder, and we're down the bottom. So I think the players to look out for are the Pappenhausen, the Cameron Munster, the Harry Grant. I think who was it? It was going to be. Oh well, I think this. Yeah, I think it's going to be the 1, the 6, and the 7. That's going to be also Xavier Coates. He's got the speed as well. You just can't. You can't with Melbourne. It's every player because they've got every effort. Their discipline. You just can't knock all of them. And even if it's Joe Blow down the street, it's still Melbourne who have those players that are on show. For us, I'm putting on notice is Gutherson. You know, when I'm just going to point you out, mate, you're the captain. When I was at the game last week, when we played the Rabbitohs, New South Wales Cup, Cody Ramsey was in your position in New South Wales Cup, and I heard him screaming from his position to all those players. You, mister, I did not hear one word, didn't hear you scream. You got to scream at the players. Get them into line. Okay? Val Holmes, your kicking skills. Get on point. Melbourne have AFL. They've probably been practicing with every other Melbourne AFL people. So do grab a kick. Do low kicks. Don't do high kicks. Okay? And also, Mr. Ilias, Mr. Flanagan, work together. Make sure that you guys, because you got Cameron Munster and Tyrone Richard. Now there too. Cameron Munster, he's a bit of a cheeky boy too, and he's a little bit. He can get on your skin, so he's going to be a little grubby too. And when things don't go their way, watch out for the chicken wing. Watch out for the wrestling moves. You know, and they invented it, and then they get shitty at us or any other player when they do it to them. No, you did it, Melbourne. Shove it up your bum. Sorry, I don't like Melbourne. They get away with shit. Next one. Right, forwards, back. You know, defend the line. You know, they've got good speedsters, and there's no Nelson because he's got concussion, so that's a good one. No one will break the jaw this week. That's a good one. You know, so we've got to make sure that we are no soft holes. Number 9, Little/Cook. You know, you two got to work together. Work the team around. All right. So this is what we got to do because, you know, Melbourne and Craig Bellamy are a very strong team. Now, if we're leading, great. If we're not leading, we've got to pull our finger out because they're just going to, we're not going to be like the Eels game 1 where it's going to be like 45-6 or 45-0. We've got to make sure it's like, 6-all. Keep the score, okay? We've got to make sure, defend the line, defend. Because if we don't defend the line, they're going to run ragged over us at Cogra. And, we've got to make sure that we are team communication because that is what Melbourne is. And now I know I'm waffling on, but I know Melbourne and I'm watching this documentary and it's really good. So we've got to watch out. Watch out for Munster, Harry Grant, for Tyrone Wishard, for Pappenhausen, Coates. Coates is a very good high ball specialist as well, and kicks as well.
Got a new son there, Coco, apparently.
Okay. Yes, I know. This is what I do good at, okay? Yes. And you know what? Sprayer Mr. Bellamy will be spraying through the box going, take advantage. But no, we got to do it, okay? Stay focused, Dragons. Stay focused. Over to you, Jesse, where you might be hiding under the table because I've said too much. Look over and out.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Coco. So, what's your most important matchup, do you think, of the game?
I think it's Flanagan and Munster, Gutherson and Happenhausen, and it has to be Coates and Christopher.
Sloan.
I can't say Tipalopoulos. Yeah, that one. I think because
Tuapolotu.
yeah, that one. Mr. Show Me the Money. It's just the way the game plan. I know Munster will have his game plan on with the kicks. Coates is the speed, and so is Ryan Hupp because Ryan Pappenhausen he's very good with the line breaks with the catch the ball and the running. The way he just runs straight, and he knows he can find the weakness in the team. Same as Munster. Harry Grant, he can play with your mind a bit. He's a bit of a mind master where he can like also power play line structure, but it's all but it's and also Ilias versus Richard. That's who I think. So it's going to be lots of different positions that will make the whole game. So that's what I think.
Tui
I always say that in front
Pilato,
of
is
him.
he marking up on Coates or is he marking
got
up on
Warbrick.
Warbrick? He's got Warbrick, yeah.
They're both good in
Well,
the air,
on
both of them.
NRL,
Sloan.
yeah. Well, on NRL
Jason
one,
and
it
Sloan.
says he's doing Xavier Coates. So that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, Coates plays left wing.
Same side, but yeah, they're making up against the opposition player.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be Sloan's side.
So Sloan's going to
Oh,
go
my
up against
goodness.
Coates. One of the high
Oh,
ball.
forgot. See, I
They'll
didn't do
be
my
up against
homework,
Will
Jesse.
Warbrick.
It's all
I
good,
meant to
Coco.
write- It was Damien Cook versus Harry Grant. That's the one I
That
was
one's
looking
right.
at.
That one's right.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Well, they're all
And Flanagan versus Bellamy.
Yep.
Well, I just looked over the
Okay.
stats too. At
Okay,
Cogra,
so I'm going to put it
we've
back
won
on
the
some
last
of you
two.
guys. Now, Dazza.
Well, that's a good record. That's a good
Yeah.
record because they haven't won much at Cobra lately.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yep, we won in 2020, round 20, and we won in 2018.
2018.
Early.
That's the day the our goat knocked Sackwhack their goat.
And Jesse, I've
Say
got
that
a
again.
You remember
Jesse.
the goat? You remember the goat, Dazza?
I don't remember the goat.
Wasn't it Lattimore? Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, I've got a side.
Yes, now I remember. Yes.
I've got a personal message to Scoop. I think it's Liam Kennedy, who says we're going to get beaten by 50-0. Up your jumper, mate. Up your jumper.
Just like when he said Penrith would beat the Roosters 100-0. Darren nearly fell off his chair.
Kiss of death.
That's
Jeez.
understating it.
He said 50-0. guys. We're up for 50-0. That means we're not going to score a try at all in the game.
If we do play like
I
the
saw a
last
few
two
nasty
games,
comments from
we'll
him in
be
the
50-0.
comments. You
We
got to be
can, we
nice.
can
dude.
beat the Storm,
Remember? Be
though.
nice.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
can beat the Storm, but it is going to come down to that defence. Communicating and attitude. I think that's going to be the key, is if they're going to have the attitude. That's going to have to be on.
Inconsistency has already been in the first two games, hasn't it? So,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
That's the one thing that stands out. We look good in the trials, but I mean, it's only a trial.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into some news and views now. We'll break things up a little bit. Now, last Friday, so finally, after so many years of the promise of when it's going to happen, last Friday it did finally start, and that is the Centre of Excellence. Day one of work on the Centre of Excellence. I'll just bring up a clip and let's have a look into that. And yeah, that's finally good to see, isn't it, Coco? To see the Centre of Excellence start in the heart of Wollongong.
Yeah, but like I do like that. But then people who are like for us two, who I don't know, Billy, hi Billy. I don't know if you were from the Illawarra or St George area, but for us it's great. But then what about the people of St George? Like they might not like it. So they could have done it like at Helensburgh, where it's in the middle or something. Like I just
Land
don't know.
value.
People-
It's
Yeah.
the cost of doing it in
nice.
Sydney.
It's
Yeah,
very
I know.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, but it's just you know, everyone is just, you know, but it's great to see. It's going to be good for everyone to be in one roof, the girls and everything. But you know,
community about grassroots and junior rugby league, boys and girls, and providing gender neutral facilities. It's about collaborating with the University of Wollongong in education, research, and well-being.
It will provide invaluable practical learning opportunities for students in sports science, psychology, marketing, and management, as well as in education, exercise physiology, health and related fields.
The Fairy Meadow home base is now taking shape after 12 years of discussion.
From my perspective, was why I've been working on it for so long, because it had an opportunity to deliver real significant community benefits, and that's really important.
It's creating 229 construction jobs and will support more than 60 new full-time employees once operational. The NRL club shaking on the $65 million partnership with the state and federal governments to bring the world-class facility to fruition.
It has been hard with a lot of our admin and everything up at Cogra, and so now we're under one roof. I've seen it work so many times before. How it brings the club together, and then it doesn't guarantee success, but it definitely helps it.
Builder FDC can now commence, and the community will share in the benefits by mid next year. Olivia Blunden, Win News.
Good news, isn't it, Billy?
Yeah. Look, I'm obviously from the St. George side of things, but, we need to just not focus on two sides of it. If we can just have one place where we just train, obviously they're going to always come to Cogra for a training session. They do those open sessions every now and then. But,
don't put it on a bloody Friday when people work.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens, Billy. People work.
Yep. I get that. Yeah, 100%. I probably, they do those one training session every week on a Friday. But, it's just we need this centre of excellence, like Shane Flanagan said. It doesn't guarantee it, but it definitely helps it of success because, you send it at South Sydney, they've got a really decent centre of excellence there now. And,
Tigers do.
Yeah.
Penrith.
And they do their open sessions now. Like they do open training sessions, and you can see the culture, the vibe there. It's different. Like it's more positive. So hopefully this is a good move for us.
Yep. All right. We'll get into
That's
some news.
definitely a positive thing.
All right. News and views. You're on the Mad Dragons podcast, proudly sponsored by Complete House Warehouse Solutions. Go and see Jeff and the team at 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra on 0242571930 or 0417223409. Jeff and his team have 100 years of experience to fit your complete warehouse project. Now, we'll get into some news and views. One that's made the headlines for the last few days. I know, Coco, you love your mascots. What did you? I'm not sure if you've seen the news. Reggie Rabbit, a little bit in hot water, palming a 9-year-old kid.
It's the Sharks. Deserved.
I don't know about that.
I don't condone that comment. Don't sue me, guys. I don't condone the comment. But when I've seen 2, 3, 4 different videos, it looked like the kid was going for a high five, but then the high five, like he moved back and it looked like Reggie, good old Reggie, like pushed him. But then I saw another angle. I'm sorry to the kid. I think, and second of all, I'm sorry, but why does a Rabbitoh have to go to an away game? Like he came to our game. Like, dude, just stay home or watch it.
The mascot goes to every game.
Yeah.
Not really, not all dragons. Like dragons are not that rich. They don't go to every game. We're lucky we had 2 home games.
Do you know how old Reggie the Rabbit is? Does anybody
Actually, now
know?
we've got
He's
3
81.
home games.
81
Yeah.
years old. Bloody
He's been
hell.
doing that role for years,
I know.
decades.
That's a fine age, 81.
Good to see he was remorseful though about it. I mean, it's a kid at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
I think it was just a misunderstanding. He
Yeah,
thought,
it is. And but
you
there's-
imagine you're in that suit and you're not really seeing what's going on. It's kind of hard. You thought he was going to get assaulted.
He thought someone was pitting him.
maybe, but then also, these days with cameras and social media, there is 4 different. Like I've seen it on TikTok. So there's 4 different things, but then you don't know the truth. It's like that stupid stuff happened round 1 with us, and it was just stupid. People just want clout. It's like, no, you need to stop and think. That's what people's behaviors. You need to stop and think, and actually realize what. It doesn't matter if you're 9 years old, 10 years old, or even 14 to 20 years old. Look, and I feel for the parents and everything, and I'm sorry it happened, but just maybe teach people to be calm or cool. If you're excited to see mascot, no problem. Just don't disrespect them either.
Yeah, I just think it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
He's only a little fella.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't expect a kid to be an adult.
Yeah, I know.
No. He was trying to high five him.
Yeah, I thought that's what I
didn't
thought. It was
mean
like a
to.
high five, but I think he stopped halfway and pulled back so that when, like, Reggie was trying to high five, it looked like he was about to hit. But that's what I thought. That's because it's like, oh yeah, high five, Rabbitoh. But then it was like, oh no, sorry, it was like mid-air kind of thing.
It looked like a complete accident.
South's doing the right thing. They'd reach out to that family and have Reggie apologize on camera. That'd be the right thing to do. And then it'd be done and dusted.
Well, he did release a statement today apologising to that.
Yeah, but I'd go further than that. I'd be trying to track down that kid and do it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did apologise on the news as well last night. Don't know if it's made it down to Melbourne, Youngy.
No, I did see it. I don't know whether it was on social media or the news. We do occasionally get NRL news here, but I can't remember where I saw it. Yeah, but did see a bit of it.
Now, the big one that's come out in the last 24 hours, DCE announcing last night that he will not be at Manly after this season. Rob, what would you like to see happen there? Do you think he'll hang up the boots? Do you think he'll find another club?
I've got an opinion on
this.
this.
1 or 2 years left in him.
First
I know has been at Manly previously.
You go first.
Does that give us a chance?
You go first, Des.
I reckon he's going to Dolphins. I reckon he's from Redcliffe, started his career at Redcliffe. I wouldn't be surprised if this was done a while ago.
So like Ben Hunt with the Broncos.
Swan song.
Rob loves Ben Hunt.
Do
it's
you
just
think...
got Dolphins written all over it.
Didn't he backflip many years ago? Didn't he?
The Titans.
Yeah, he did. He was going to go to Titans.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't.
I'll tell you, Jesse, there was a meeting of Dragons officials in the last week before this broke.
Oh.
And it was broken on Sen Sports. It was said Dragons officials in a cafe in Sutherland Shire, the same cafe that broke the news that Daniel Atkinson was come to the Dragons and it was poo-pooed and it was never going to happen. And he came, and the same comment was that they're going after DCE on a 2-year contract. And they're prepared to pay big money. Under the salary cap, I think they're 10,500,000 or 600,000. They've got up to 14,000, and they've got spots in the roster, as we know. So they have the money to spend.
Certainly got the money for it.
It's just based. And also, there's an association with Flano, being assistant coach for a couple of years at the at Manly. With he's got a very good relationship with DCE, and it's not necessarily about DCE trying to win a grand final. I think he wants to finish off and help the club grow and rebuild. This is what I've been told. And that's what we're doing.
Really?
And I believe...
Yeah. You'd be onto it, Rob. You're probably onto it more than me, been down here.
Well, it's
so
the same,
maybe you're right.
That's the same close-knit guys that said about Daniel Atkinson. And it came to fruition. And all the media was saying, no, he's going to go elsewhere. You're not going to George.
What I've heard, though, DCE is looking at maybe... Now, Scoop's been sacked Rob's replaced him. Haven't you, Rob? Scoop sacked.
What's he done?
No, Luke's just saying, where's Scoop when we need him?
He's been sacked, or are you taking the piss, or what?
I want Scoop's update for what he thinks.
Scoop likes the goss. Scoop likes to give the goss. He's probably
Fair
past
enough.
his bedtime.
It's an interesting one. Like DCE in his prime, massive signing if we got him. But I don't know. He's right at the end of his career. Is there long-term value in doing it?
Heard that we're looking at Jai Gray. Look at this, Blake.
But mate, you know, like I poo-pooed, but
What have you been drinking, Liam?
You know, I think he could be valuable for a couple of years.
There's one for you, Rob.
Yep. And then what? Maybe like a coaching role or something like that after that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Maybe if they tag him that way.
He's a good mentor.
That could be the upside part of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, you probably have 1-2 years of the max. I'll throw it around to you all. Start with you, Billy. Would you be pro signing DCE? Maybe 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, definitely. Huge. Pro. Definitely a pro. I don't like him. I think he's a grub. He's a cheat. But, you know, we kind of need that. We need a class halfback. He's a class halfback. Why wouldn't we get him?
It's a top 4 halfbacks.
Yeah, 100%.
Coco, would you like to see DCE in the red V?
I don't know. Not really. Oh, yeah, probably just for. I don't know. No, yeah, but no, he annoys me a bit. I agree with Billy. He's a bit of a grub, but he just annoys me. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, he's just.
How old's he going to be?
He's 36 this year.
Yeah, I'm 36. I don't think
This
I
is
can
for
be
next
running on
year,
the
yeah?
field.
He'll be 37.
Jesus Christ.
Who knows? Some players age really well.
Halfbacks are protected these days.
Is he?
I know.
Yeah, but is he going to play in a mobility scooter? He's almost 40. Come on.
They're protected quite well.
I'll just tell you guys, right? My cousin, right? And this, I'm being really serious. I'm not bullshitting you guys at all. My first cousin, right, is a Tuvey, which is a cousin of Jeff Tuvey. And I know from Jeff Tuvey, right, that he's the fittest player in the club. As we stand now, DCE is the fittest player. Anything they do with fitness, they have to pull him back. The fitness guys pull him back. He's that fit. They say, you know, like you don't need to do anything extra. So he's literally the fittest player.
He's got muscles on his neck.
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
What are you
I'm
smoking,
sorry.
Scoop? Sorry,
Rob,
what are
not
you?
you.
Yeah.
Freaking Liam.
What are you smoking, Scoop? He's probably been to that cafe, Rob.
I'll have Latrell. Yeah, Latrell would be at my
I've
club.
been to
coming to the
like Liam Kennedy, and now I worked out at Scoop. His name's Liam Kennedy, so I know.
Oh.
I get stuff like, "Hey, big boy, Melbourne going to beat the Dragons by 50-0, big boy." And I'm thinking, you know, Liam Kennedy. And then I checked out Facebook. It's Scoop.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Scoop, if you're listening, mate, I'm going to get Blake, Laurie, and Woodsy to go to your house, mate.
Oh no.
Now he says Cody Walker. No,
Blake Laurie's still looking for him,
Okay,
isn't he?
he's
on the
really
Terps.
smoking. He's really smoking something. My God.
Who's next?
Are you all for DCE, Rob?
Yeah, mate. Absolutely. I think I absolutely agree with Donnie. Unfortunately, as much as I want to give the boys a chance, the halves we've got, and I know Daz, you said we've got to rebuild and all that sort of stuff, but it might just be the recipe. Daniel Atkinson's coming in from the Sharks, who I think will be 5'8", and it might be a great guy to have at halfback for a year or two to get us right up into the top 8, let alone the top 4.
Could be.
Maybe our young halves will be ready by then.
And he just is a competitor, DCE. And I think Cameron Smith was on 100% footy last night and said what he does for the Queensland State of Origin team. and the players and everything. And yeah, Days is a great mentor, mate. First to training, last to go, all that sort of stuff.
So he's the sort of guy that Flanagan wants, and
Yeah.
potentially in like a coaching sort of role beyond footy is
Yeah.
what they could be looking at.
I'd say
A
so.
halves coach would be huge for our club.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've struggled in that area for so many years on and off. So, yeah, and then we got to get over the fact. I mean, I'm a staunch Dragon supporter, mate. 3 generations. My old man was a member of the football club for 66 years. Passed on. My mum's saying 90 on May the 9th, right? So that's the age group. But like, we've got to get over a bit. If a player comes from another club and we don't like him or whatever, I mean, that's what happens. Players.
Yeah,
come
agree.
You got to go for the best players. He's still one
No,
of the best
I
players
mean,
in the
we gotta get over this a bit, or he's been at whatever. Whatever. We just want the best for the Dragons. If they
Put them
can-
in a Dragons jersey, and then you'll like them pretty quick. They start winning for you.
they can
Chris
improve
Holmes
it.
has nailed it on the head, though. That he's 100% nailed it. Does that spark concern that seeing as we've signed Lachlan Ilias for 2 years? I know you said on a chat on the last couple of days, Rob, that you thought Flano panicked when he bought Lachlan Ilias. There was no halves on the market.
I think it was a panic.
Guys, hey, first of all, the bloke just broke his leg last season. He had 50 games. He broke his
Oh, no.
leg and he just came back. He's going to be a good player. Guys, give him a fucking break.
No,
He's a
nothing
kid.
nothing against Ilias. We want him to do well, but I think Flano panicked because Hunt left and was gone.
Yeah, good
And-
riddance. Bon voyage. Bye-bye.
Of course, you know my feelings, Coco.
You know what, Rob? I'm
But-
going to be a millionaire by the time you say Hunt. It's going to be great. I'm going to put $1 in my dollar jar every time. I'm like, rich. I'm like,
This
yeah,
one, I got
bro.
to say though, Rob, this was the one thing I was waiting for because I know you were into him all last year.
You know you like him.
And I was thinking, I wonder what Rob's going to say when he's gone and we're struggling a bit. Is he going to want him back?
No, well, I don't
Thank
say I
you,
want him
Lisa.
back.
I don't. I don't think you want his attitude back, but we could definitely have his experience. That's for sure.
Look, mate, I 100% agree. I pay homage now to his ability, and we're just saying DCE's in the top 4 halfbacks. Obviously, Hunt's right up there as well too.
I just don't. I just don't think Ben Hunt was our captain. I think
No.
Ben Hunt, with a better captain in our side, is probably a better player with the right players around him. I
And
think
also,
that's the Ben Hunt you wanted.
maybe just drop him out of the captaincy, and you know what I mean. When he was there, and this is from 2 or 3 years ago. That was a mistake. The Dragons. They should have got a
He's
new
trying to
captain.
do it all on his own.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, the class players, mate, top players. Like we're talking about DCE. I think Jesse, they're once in a generation. We've got this gap: 35, 36-year-olds, 34-year-olds with Adam
Yeah,
Reynolds.
they're all over 30. All over 30. The best halfbacks around now.
And then there's just not that ilk of halfbacks. You know, that good of halfbacks.
True.
The only
No.
one under 30 you'd say at the moment is the good ones.
Cleary.
Well, probably Cleary and Luai.
Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously, Leroy used to be a 5'8", but obviously a halfback can do it.
He's looking good so far at the Tigers, yeah.
But it also says something about the other players in the comp. Like if those 2 players have been dominating the comp for that long, what are the other clubs doing to bring these guys through?
But you look at the halves, the best halves in the game now. Moses, Cherry Evans, Reynolds, Hunt. They're all over 30.
Yeah, all the older guys.
Yeah,
And they're
we
still
need
at their
to
top
find
of their
that guy coming through.
Yeah, which I think is what the plan is with the younger guys. It even was with Amane and with Sullivan, but it obviously didn't work out. But I still think we got some great younger players. Donny was saying, but even Donny was saying some of them aren't up to it, and still have a few years of some footy before they develop to get to NRL level and stuff like that. So, I mean, look at DCE. Would obviously be good value for us. I mean, the guy's a freak. The guy's an exceptional player. We just got to get over the fact that he's a Manly player or whatever. I mean, geez, my first cousin's cousin is Jeff Tooby. And Jeff Tooby got offered the contract at St. George and knocked it back years ago. So,
Did he really?
Yeah, he was close to going. His parents are from grandparents are from Beverly Hills. born and bred. So, Roselands, Beverly Hills, so St. George.
What did it come down to?
Mate, I just think it was just loyalty to stay at Manly. One club, one player back in that day. The guy was a freak as well too, if you remember. He used to bench press as much as the props as a halfback. Absolute freak of a guy.
He's the toughest halfback I've ever seen. Like, you beat the crap out of him, you keep going.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. And you know what? And sorry, Jesse, to go off track. This is something for everybody out there. Who remembers Bob Fulton, Bozo Fulton? Jeff Tooby's first gig in first grade, he went to a gym and they were doing boxing and all that sort of stuff. And he was up against Spud Carroll. And Bozo said, right, here you go, Jeff. Crack it up with Spud. So, and that's what they did. Boxing gloves, no freaking, like anything on their head or anything like that. They just built the shit out of each other. And that's how tough it was back then, mate, in the late 80s, 90s. Best ever State of Origin Daz fan. I love that.
I met Spud Carroll down here once.
Oh, really?
He used to have a role with the NRL.
Beer. Have you had his beer, Dazza? You've got to have it. It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Spudweiser it's called.
Spudweiser. Haven't seen it, Danny.
And Spud always says about Jeff, tough little man, that man. Tough little man.
Yeah. He was running a trivia night down the area one night, and he's still he's got CTE, poor bloke, from all the concussions he got through his career. So he's got a bit of a memory loss, but he's a good bloke, nice bloke to meet. Yeah.
Some of his clashes against Paul Harrigan.
But that's the problem. Sorry,
that was footy back then. That was
yeah.
Oh yeah,
you can't shoulder charge anymore. That's the problem.
Remember they run into each other, but that's the problem with the Dragons, right? You go back over the years, it's the halves, finding that halves combination. I used to love Goldthorpe and Mundine. You'd have Goldthorpe who could organise and run them around the park, and Mundine was this X Factor guy. He just
Trent Barrett.
Trent absolutely did make something out of nothing. You know what I mean? And I mean, far out, man. That's what we miss. We miss that X Factor. If we had that, but
I'm a King Toga. I'm a King Toga fan.
Lachlan, yeah.
King Toga?
Yeah.
I'm sure if he's knocking on the door, he's been looking good in New South Wales Cup. I'm sure if Lachlan Lewis doesn't fire soon, he'll get a call up, I think.
I'm even sus that he might get put in this weekend. I was thinking that maybe he's a late inclusion.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Flano, you look at bloody Wayne Bennett, he didn't muck around with Lewis Todd, did he? So, I mean, I know what Coco's saying. I feel for Ilias and all that. And, but, yeah, I mean, if we keep on losing, you got to make changes, right? And we can't bloody close out games.
Yes, Rob, excuse me, Rob. Can I just say, it's not just one of the young people. Look at Gunderson. He was he
was our best player against Souths.
I don't think so. I didn't think he was the best freaking player.
Well, he had try assists, I think, didn't he?
I want to come to Gutho's defence. I reckon he does more for the team than what you realise. It's he's taught from the back, organising the defensive line. That's what he brings that you don't see.
Yeah. Yes, but I'm on the hill. I'm at the front of the thing, and if in his position, like I said, I saw Cody Ramsey, who, God bless his soul, like he has been. What a great, marvelous journey he went through. Like, and I heard him screaming at the top of his lungs to all his players in New South Wales Cup. Where Gulverson, I watched him. I didn't hear a peep. Didn't hear anything. I heard Damien Cook. I heard Tyrone Salone. I heard other players. And no disrespect to the captain, but still, for me, and I already had reservations about him signing, but each to their own. Everyone has an opinion. I'm open. But yes,
I was also at that game, Coco. I did see.
You were at the fight.
He did not stop talking the whole game. He was very vocal.
There you go. Some difference of opinion.
I know. And that debate. I didn't see it. I just didn't. I didn't see it. So
those tries Sloan scored, he doesn't score without Guffo putting him in that position.
100%.
Yeah.
We were assists, but the whole thing is we were 24-12 ahead. We should have closed the game out. You know
maybe
what I
the
mean?
kicks, maybe with if Val Holmes doesn't kick, now what about
Well, we won 5 tries to 4.
But even
So by all rights, we should have won that game.
there was a field goal. Jesse said it. Val Holmes can kick a field goal. If Flano
I know,
Jr.
but he wasn't. He didn't. Yeah,
But
I
he-
know
but
what you
he-
mean.
They gave the book ball to
So-
Damien Cook on the
Yeah.
last tackle. What's he going to do with it?
It shouldn't have got to that in the first place. We should have had a game plan to get us out of that mess.
Souths were
And
on
we
the
probably
rack.
shouldn't have been there. Yeah, we shouldn't have been there in the first place. The game should have
And you
been
could
won.
tell that they were ready for for field goal because they were every time they were getting ready to pass the ball, they were ready to find whoever it was who actually
Humphreys.
We just had so much time to take that shot
Yeah.
too. You just
They didn't
it
rush
was
up on
like, yeah, he could have smoked a cigarette before he took that shot.
And in the first game too, Daz, against the Bulldogs, what worried me was with frickin' Burton. He had all the time to kick.
Yeah,
he could.
Yeah, there was no
on him.
there was no pressure.
You can't do that to Munster. You cannot do that to Munster.
Yeah, Munster will burn you.
Yeah, it will.
Luckily,
And that's
Jerome
what,
Hughes is not playing, but what a luxury they have bringing Tyron Wishart in. At any other club, he'd be starting half.
He'll do a big job. Yeah.
Has he just resigned? I think he's just resigned with the Storm, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't yet?
No.
Because I heard down here we were looking at him.
Yes. Parramatta might be looking at him too with the Dylan Brown thing, so they need a 5'8". So, yeah, I don't think he'd want to be a bench player the rest of his career.
Well, if DCE comes, he's not going to want that.
But you know, Jesse, you said it. Craig Bellamy, when he said, "I didn't like the complacency at 2 significant periods in the game, like when Cleary went off. I didn't like it. It's unacceptable. We have to be much better in our next game." Holy shit! So you know, when Bellamy says that, that's not good. So he's not happy, and they still beat the Premiers. They still won. You know what I mean? But he's not happy. So yeah, watch out. If we're inconsistent, we're in trouble.
We need a niggler. We need someone who can niggle.
Yeah.
Maybe
Put
Clemmer's
players.
that man.
We need
David
a grub.
Clemmer.
We need a grub, and that's what David Clemmer is.
I would so like to see him and Nelson go loggerheads, but Nelson's not there this week. That would be
is
a
he
battle.
still able to come, or does he have to stay home?
Who?
Nelson, does he get to come to the game, or does he need to stay?
He'll
home?
be there, but he just can't play.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And another thing that made the headlines the other day, we saw Ricky Stewart having a shot at Andrew Abdo. Now, there's been talk that you can't say anything about referees' post-game press conference, but they have these press conferences 5-10 minutes after a game. It's hard not to be emotional. What are your thoughts on no commenting about referees after games or at any time?
Well, we're all screwed because we talk about the referees all the time, so we're screwed.
Well, we're not coaches, Coco.
Well, I think the coaches could do like a, sub like a, what is it called, a subtitled dig, but not really dig. I don't know, be like. And Ricky Stewart, I love Ricky Stewart how, like he says it because he's a bit like Craig Bellamy. They're just honest and it's like their emotions,
He can't help himself, though, Ricky Stewart.
Yeah,
No matter
yeah.
you put $100 grand fine over his head, he'll still say something.
Yeah. But still, and I know the Raiders lost and I lost a tip, so I'm upset too. I'm like, damn you.
It's a bit precious, isn't it? I mean, far out. I mean, like they've got to be able to speak about the game and stuff like that, and then they get questions. They look at the questions they get from the media towards the coaches. What did you think about that decision? Don't you think that was a flawed pass, or don't you think you know what I mean? I mean, give
It's
us
hard
a
not
break.
to comment on a ref, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, the
Well,
refs.
how do you feel about your performance today?
They're not doing it for nothing. The refs.
I know. That's what we should do with Rob, Jess. Let's have a Ben Hunt-free day.
I'll tell you what grinds my gears is we've got the technology, but we still can't rule on forward passes.
Did you see that
I don't know
Titans
what you
Knights game last Saturday, Daz? The Titans' first try, forward pass.
gridiron.
See it.
But we're seeing it all the time. I saw it a couple of times in the Bulldogs game.
Yeah. Yeah, off the scrum.
Like,
And the referee's
there
right
was-
there on the spot.
Yeah.
that try to Wilson, that was 3 meters forward. You could see where he takes the ball. I'm like, they fucking missed it.
How can
They let that go.
Why can't the bunker call it? I don't get it. The bunker calls
They don't
every
rule on forward passes. That's
freaking bloody
stupid.
thing.
Yeah, they can't. Well, but that's what I'm saying. They've got the technology to be able to rule on it, like with the laser technology, but they don't use it.
We all
Why
know.
can't you rule on it?
It's so blatantly obvious that the pass is forward. Like, Stevie Wonder can see it, mate.
Yeah.
You know?
I do agree with what Ricky Stewart is saying, though, too. There are way too many 6 agains in the game today.
Yeah.
There are way too many. And you hear those ding ding. What's that for? Or what's that for?
I just tell Billy something there about Stevie Wonder. It was beautiful. He was doing carpool karaoke, and he said to the host, "You know, I'll drive the car." And the host looked at him and said, "Oh shit!"
Anyway, we'll get into our round 4 tips, and then we'll go
I
into
have
our
a
predictions
question
for this
first.
game.
Jesse,
Yes,
I have a
Coco.
question. So you know how I think with our game it was a penalty try. Now back in the day, I bet Dazza and Rob will know, and probably you. When there was a penalty try, there used to be you could kick twice.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
like
that's an 8-point try.
Yep.
yeah, that's right. But then the other
You s-
day, it was only 1 kick. When did that stop? Like
It
you know.
hasn't.
Oh, because it was our game. I think it was a penalty
Yeah,
try.
it's if there's an infringement after the try is scored and it's
Yeah.
deemed to what's the word? Negate it's deemed to justify a second shot at goal.
Yeah, because
So
that's
the
because
try is scored, they take the
Yeah.
shot at goal, and then it's a penalty for the infringement after the try was scored.
yeah, because I think it was
So they
our
do
game,
rule
and that's right. And I was like, why are they only kicking once? Like I was like, where's the next
It wasn't
kick?
worthy of an 8-point try.
Yeah. But they still said it was.
Yeah, but it was
going to
worthy
be-
of a try. They stopped
Yeah.
the try. So
Okay.
it would have been scored.
I was
But
having
there
a
are
debate
still
in my
8-point
head.
tries.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
having a debate. I'm like, where's the second? Where's the second kick? And my friend next to me was like, yeah, where is it? So we were like, both starstruck, going, huh? Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to check if it was.
So
a
the
new
one in
rule.
1999, the grand final, was that
Oh.
because I was actually at that game, that grand final where we lost?
was
that
listening
an
to
8-point? I can't remember. Was that an 8-point try?
Yes.
Is that when he did a coat hanger, Jamie Ainscough?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was so
So
upset.
that's an example of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. That's when that was my start of the hatred of.
I was at the
Storm.
99. Or was it the final against Sharks?
I was at that grand final, Rob. It was the saddest day of my life.
Unbelievable. That first try when Blacklock went through was incredible. It
I
was just-
saw it, yeah. I was confident. I thought we are going to win this, and
100%.
walked away devastated.
Anyway, we'll get into our round 4 tips, then we'll have a look at our predictions for the game, for the Dragons and Storm game. But Thursday night, we'll kick off with the Rabbitohs taking on the Panthers. The Rabbitohs do welcome back Alex Johnston, while Campbell Graham is out with injury. The Panthers, Trent Talau comes in. He played only about 12 games last year. Gets his first crack at number 7 with Nathan Cleary out with the 11-day stand-down protocols. Paul Alamotti shifts to the wing. Tom Jenkins moves to centre. Dane Laurie is back from a calf injury. Blaze Tulungi keeps his spot on the bench. Who bounces back in round 4, the Rabbitohs or the Panthers, Rob?
I reckon it's a dangerous game for the Panthers because they've got players out, but I don't know. I've got to go Panthers purely from what they've done in the past. So I'm saying Panthers, but I think it's going to be closer than what it usually would be because obviously South's got those players out. I think Alex Johnson's back, but on the wing. But yeah, Panthers. But I think it might be his sort of thrashing by Penrith.
Yep. Youngy, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I like the Panthers as well. With those players out, I think the Panthers by how much?
Billy, you
I'm
like
even
the
in.
Panthers? Yep. Oh, sorry, Youngy, did you want to continue?
Yeah, if you were talking margins, I'd say maybe 16, 18 points, something like that.
Yep. Oh, he's on mute. He's on mute.
Billy the Kid.
My mic died, so it's just yep. I have Souths to win.
South
Really?
South.
Wow.
Close.
You're like my son, Billy, the same age. He said the same thing. He reckons that Penrith got some players out, key players out. Could be an upset. The Wayne Bennett factor as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of pushed me over the line. South. I think South by 4. It'll be close.
All right, Coco, who do you like in this one? Rabbitohs or the Panthers?
Ooh, I'm going Panthers.
Yep, I'm going to go with the rest of the panel. I'm going to go with the Panthers as well. Friday, the early game is at Allianz Stadium. The Roosters taking on the Titans. The Titans did look very good against the Roosters, and the Roosters they lost a little bit of a step against the Warriors last week. They do welcome back Lindsay Collins though, and Nat Butcher as well is onto the bench. The Titans have lost Keanu Kinney. He's been great to start the year. He's been averaging over 200 meters in the last couple of games, so that is a massive out. Jalen de Groot comes in at fullback there. I like the Titans in this one. I've liked the way they've been playing. What do you think, Billy?
This is tough. Like I'm so confused here because both these teams have shown patches of how good they can be when they're actually on. Roosters came out of nowhere that week. I'm trying to think if that was a fluke week or not. At home, I think Roosters just get the job done. I reckon Roosters by 1.
Well, Roosters were shit the first week, weren't they? And then came out and had a blinder the second. You just don't know what you're going to get with them.
They crashed back to earth against the Warriors.
Yep.
Yeah, they could just show up again, just win by a mile. But I got Roosters by 1. I wouldn't be surprised if Titans blow them out the park. But just hope.
Yep. Youngy?
Flip a coin for me.
Yeah.
Look, without Kenny, I'll go the Roosters. Just.
Who do you
Not with
like,
any
Coco?
confidence.
I have no idea with this one. The Roosters haven't been playing well, but it's actually good to see, because you have the in the NRL world, it's like you have the top notch people, and it's good to see some of those people, some of those teams getting a bit knocked back, like the Roosters. We've been in the last 3 to 4 years down below. We're 13th at the moment. Hopefully we can get back up in the 8. But it's good to see some of those good teams get a bit of reality and get knocked down a bit. Look at the Eels, look at the Cowboys, look where they are. They're below us. So I think I did like the way the Titans played, but if it's in Sydney, I might go Roosters, maybe. I'll probably change my tip tomorrow and go, no, I'll go Roosters.
Rob?
I agree with Daz. I think Kenny's a big loss for them. I like what they did in their last match. I'm loving Tino. So Big T, if you're listening, your favourite player.
His offloads were good.
Yeah, so Tino's really, really one of the best props in the game. But, yeah, I just think Roosters will probably be too strong and get over the line. I think you got a lot to play for. A bit like what Coco just said, the best teams now, that have been the best teams sort of having to suffer a bit is a good thing, you know what I mean? But in saying that, they also might rise as well too to the top. And Robbo's a decent coach, so I think it'll be hard and it'll be a close one, but I think Roosters.
I saw Kenny coming through the Queensland Cup. I watched a little bit of Queensland Cup as well. And he always looked like he was going to be a good player.
Yeah, freak.
The next game is the Battle of Brisbane. I know you're a big lover of those two teams, Dazza, Youngy. So who do you like in this one? It's the Battle of Brisbane. The Dolphins belted the Broncos in their last meeting. They haven't started this year well. The Broncos looking okay.
Well, you know I'm not going to tip the Broncos. And I'm a bit of a closet Dolphins fan as well, for those who know me. So I'm definitely going for the Dolphins. Go to Finns.
All
No
right, Rob.
way am I tipping the Broncos.
Rob, who do you like in the Battle of Brisbane here?
Even if they're going good, don't you want to be in the top of your tipping? Oh my goodness!
Des, I
You're
went
funny
to
as.
1990s grand finals. We lost against the Broncos, so excuse the French.
Oh,
Broncos.
it goes that far back for me too.
It's like
I remember going to those games and just copping heaps from Broncos. I hate them.
I hate them.
I can't stand them. Yeah.
But unfortunately, although it's saying that the Dolphins obviously are due for a win, I think. I think the Broncos will win, and Coco Ben Hunt will be man of the match.
Oh, fuck the deck. Yeah, $5. Here we go.
How good was Payne Haas last week? He was unreal, wasn't he, Rob? I know you're a big fan of Payne Haas.
Unbelievable. Can we get him at our club? We'll just give him the keys to Wollongong or something in a couple of
What about that try he
The
scored?
keys to Wollongong too, Rob. How many?
I don't know. But Payne Haas will give him the freaking bloody well. Big T will give him
You know
the
who
house.
deserves the keys to Wollongong right now, Coco? The Illawarra Hawks deserve the keys to Wollongong.
I know
Oh,
that.
nice.
I know. I watched that game. It was so magical. It was so great.
Just on the Dolphins, though, I read somewhere down here that they reckon the Dolphins have got the worst squad in the comp, which surprised me. I reckon that's actually a pretty good squad. I mean, on paper, there's a lot of teams that like to have that sort of caliber of players. I mean, look at their backline.
Jeez, I reckon
So I'm surprised they're not doing better.
They need more from the hammer.
Absolutely. What's he doing? He's been
Oh,
quiet.
he's in love. He's in
He needs some
love.
hammer time. Oh, he's in love.
Yeah,
He's got a girlfriend, Coco.
Yeah, isn't it our ex? Or does he play?
Yeah, Jamie
does she play
Chapman.
the Dragons? No, she doesn't. Does she?
She used to play for the Dragons, yeah.
Yeah,
on
see,
rugby league.
they're in love.
And you know
He's
who else
riding
has
his pony.
been quiet? Herbie Farnworth. He's another X Factor player.
He is.
Yep.
He is just. He can come and see me anytime.
Who, Herbie? You're talking about Herbie?
Herbie goes bananas with Coco. Yeah.
It's a G-rated show, Coco.
He's a bit good looking there. Look, he's a bit good looking. You know?
Yeah. And that moment as well. too.
You
He's a
fellas
pommy.
have the cheerleaders. You fellas
got
have
the sound of his
cheerleaders.
name.
I can have a little.
We don't have any cheerleaders.
Well, some do. The Sharks did.
Yeah, the Sharks. Yeah, 100%.
I know. You know.
Well, he's got a cheerleaders, Daz. That's a long time ago.
Anyway, I'm.
Help.
Who do you like? Who do you like? Dolphins or the Broncos, Coco?
I'm going for Broncos. But you know what I'm sick of? Friday night, freaking Broncos. Put someone else on. I'm so
Exactly. That's why we want him to get beat.
Oh, it's TV ratings, isn't it? Didn't they say
They make
it's TV
money in
ratings
Brisbane. They're
Friday
making
night?
money.
Yeah.
Channel 9. Channel 9 pick it.
I know, but I'm just like
Highest
they
rated
get a
team on a Friday
7-day
night.
turnaround. How unfair is it? You know,
You
that's
turn
just
on the
unfair. They
TV.
get a 7-day turnaround.
It's part of the reason I moved out of Brisbane, because you turn on the TV in Brisbane and it's just, Broncos, 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 Broncos.
Yeah.
More Broncos in this here, Broncos. It'll drive you mental.
I wonder how it would be now that there's another team up there, Youngy.
I don't know. I'm hoping it's better than what it used to be, because it was horrible.
What about where? I don't know where you are now, Daz. But are
I'm
you?
in Melbourne.
Oh, is it more? So you're in Melbourne. So you hear more about like the
AFL.
AFL? Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, who's your AFL team down there?
The Navy Blues, sadly.
Oh, I'm the
So
Swans.
I'm copping at both barrels. We haven't won yet.
Oh no.
The Swans won their first game.
Yeah.
All right, Billy, who do you like in the Battle of Brisbane? Will the Dolphins get their first win, or will it be the Broncos?
Give me the Dolphins.
Go on, Billy.
Give me the
Good
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
The
I just want to
Dolphins
see
have-
Ben Hunt lose, so.
Look at Rex Foster's nail polish.
Well, he's got all the money in the world. He can do
And the
whatever.
Broncos have actually left Dean Mariner out of the side. Katoni
wow.
Staggs back. They've gone with
Staggs.
Shibasaki ahead of Dean Mariner.
Whoa, jeez.
Yep. Now Saturday 5:30. So the next game will be us, but we'll do that last. So 5:30 will be the Cowboys, the winless Cowboys, against the Raiders, who were very disappointing against Manly.
Both
Is
coming
it
off a
Raiders
loss.
bounce back? Rob.
Where's the game, Jess?
In Townsville.
Oh,
It's a tough one, mate. I don't know. But again, it's these teams that haven't been doing so well. Can they come back and
well, if the Cowboys lose, bells are ringing for that coach.
He's gone, yeah.
Peyton, yeah.
I got to say Canberra. I just purely on what they've done so far. But yeah, I mean, strange things could happen, of course.
And they do welcome back Joe Tarpany. That's a big inclusion for him.
Oh, massive, yeah. Papa says he's the best player he's played with as a prop. So
he's definitely a good
player. Recommendation for him, yeah, from Papa Lee. So
is he eligible for Origin?
Who's that?
Tarpany. He's Queensland.
No, he's Kiwi.
He's Kiwi.
Billy, who
There
do you
you go.
like in this one? Cowboys winless or the Raiders bounce back?
Yeah, Raiders. I'm confident. Raiders have had a good start to the year. Other than that mishap on Sunday, Manly turned up. Obviously, that's a hard game to win. Obviously, but
and the
Cowboys have looked piss poor all season. Like just so many stupid errors that they make, and I just don't see them having a good year. So I've got them losing by 18.
Coco, you like the Raiders? Do you think the Raiders win this one against the Cowboys?
Yeah, well, yeah. I hope so. And you know what? It's actually good to see because I was watching it the other day when the other night. It was good to see the young. I can't even say his name. He used to play for.
Tamale.
He was a young one. Tamale. That's it.
George,
it was so
yeah.
good to see.
He used to play for the Dragons, yeah.
I know. See,
Played a good
another
game.
one.
He's a hot tamale.
Yes.
He played a good game.
So I'm going for the Raiders. Up the green machine, up the milk.
You can't go against the Raiders. Your dad goes to the Raiders, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's why I'm going for the Raiders.
You'll be in big trouble, Coco.
Will you keep it unanimous, Youngy? Are you going the Raiders as well, or will the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm going for the Reefers.
I'm going for the Raiders too. They do get Tarpany back. The Cowboys are relatively an unchanged side, so they've been very disappointing. Billy Army-Valet is out. Zach Laybutt comes into the side for him. I think that's their only change. Wouldn't be surprised if they do start Jeremiah Menai.
Yeah.
Now, the next game is what could be a sellout at, what do you call Shark Park, Rob?
Animal Park.
It's the Sharks versus the Dogs.
Scum versus scum.
That's a
All right, you kick us off, Rob.
Oh, look, I think the Sharks will be too strong. I don't think the Dogs. I think the Dogs have lost some players. Sure, they've had some wins, but I don't think they're. Look, I think they're a good team. I think they'll make the top 8, but at the moment, I think the Sharks are too good. I think, like we were saying across the park with Melbourne, I think the Sharks will be too strong at home as well too, and with all those something supporters, will support them home. And I think they'll probably win by maybe 12 plus.
If we could hustle it out again, like they did last weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, the Dogs will travel the Shire, like they travel to Cobra. It'll be a sellout, mate, 100%.
They will fist the Dogs.
Coco, Sharks or the Doggies?
I'm going for the Doggies. They've been playing very well. So go the Doggies. Well, actually, the Bulldogs.
Who let the Dogs out?
Bulldogs.
Who let the Dogs out? Who let the Dogs out?
They win tinny though. They seem to be almost lucky.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
It's been a bit, not.
They don't impress me.
Youngy, I know you got a lot of dogs mates in your Facebook pages. They might be watching this.
let's just
Steve Valley.
Okay, can I just say, if they're watching this show, fuck you all. Go back to the Doggies page. What are you doing here? I'm going to Sharks. Just give them each a 60 mil Gatling gun, and let's be done with it.
Shoot themselves, but not in public.
Billy, you think the Sharkies or the Dogs? Who do you like?
Is it okay if I tip no one? Just
You hate both
Are you on the fence, are you?
I just want to see them beat the crap out of one another.
Billy, you hate the team so much. Don't tip. I agree with you, mate. They're assholes.
The Sharks fans are the worst. They're awful.
They are. I
So are the
agree with you, Billy,
Bulldogs.
especially from Wayne Hagan.
That's
The
a
Bulldogs are
big
just
call.
bandwagons. They just hop on when they start winning. So,
Yeah.
You reckon you reckon they're worse than Broncos supporters?
Yeah.
That's a big call. Have you ever been to a Broncos home game?
No.
Okay, well go up to a Broncos home game and sit with him and then talk to me.
Well,
yeah, but like I went to Shark Park once and they were telling me to get the F home. They were throwing shit. I'm like, God, this is the worst ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, relax. All right, next question, Jesse.
All right. Next
Canberra
game.
were hammered by the refs last week.
Sunday at Brookie. It's this one could be a bloodbath. It's Manly versus Parramatta.
Ooh. Did anyone
Youngy.
hear on the Channel 9 thing about Zach Lomax, how they, and I was saying it last year, how they said about how he's not being in the game, and because where he is, he keeps trying to move positions. Did anyone hear that or watch that last week? Because I did. I'm like, yep. He did it last year when Jack Bird was on whatever side he was on.
He's been playing well though. He's
He
doing
actually
it on
played
his
well last
own.
Sunday.
Yeah.
He's got no help there.
He made 300 meters from 30 carries. Like he's the only one running the ball in the side.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with his form.
Yeah.
He's been Zach Lomax. He'll get selected for Origin again.
They were a bit better against Canterbury. I mean, but then Canterbury, I don't rate at the moment. But yeah, they were a bit improved.
Youngy, kick us off. Manly,
I think Manly will flog them.
They piled on
Yeah.
40 points in both games. Can you say anything less here?
Manly have surprised me a little bit. They're actually playing real. Like I know Manly were a good team, but I didn't think they'd be playing as well as what they are. Yeah,
Turbo's back
I'm
too.
tipping Manly. Manly by
Turbo's
plenty.
back, Hopewadi goes back to the wing.
Yeah,
But they have lost Paseka, who's done his Achilles.
I don't think it
I think
matters
his
with
season is
Turbo
over.
in. If Turbo can stay on the field, Manly by plenty.
Billy?
Just my thoughts.
Manly's at Manly, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yep. So they're at home. They're going to win. That's just it. They don't lose. They don't lose there. It's a fortress. So
When are they ever going to do up Rookie?
They have. They've
But
got the Bob
after they
Fulton stand
apparently
there.
do probably Panthers.
Have they?
They've got a Bob
they need
Fulton
to-
stand there, but the ground still... People still
Yeah,
walk
they
their
need to
dogs on
tear
it.
the whole thing down.
People still walk their dogs on it.
Yeah. It's a toss-up between who's got the worst ground, Belmore or that ground.
Shark Park's not much better.
I think I've been to
The
Shark Park
stadium
once.
just needs another TV on one side.
Needs a big...
Either
needs to get bigger, but the government's got to grant it. They're not going to give us money to
Not
build
bigger,
it up.
no. There's a new TV. Like there's one on that side. When it's sold out, and someone like me who's on the hill, I can't see on the other side of the field. It's so hard to see. They should be on the other side where the Western Grandstand is, or in between the Western Grandstand on the Northern Grandstand, or the Western Grandstand and the South Grandstand, because I can't see shit, and I have 4 eyes, and it's freaking hard, you know.
And
I
who
don't
do you
think
think
I've
will
ever-
win, Coco? Manly or Parramatta?
I'm going for Manly because it was so. I don't know if you guys heard about that little boy who was who passed away last week.
Yeah.
He had cancer.
Yeah,
How good
that,
are Trebojeviches?
yeah,
He loves,
and it was
he loves the Trebojevic brothers. Yeah.
yeah, and it was,
How good are they? They're so good.
yeah, it was so. I'm thinking of the family and the Trebojevich's brothers as well, but it was just heartbreaking. And seeing his friends on the footy show, I just thought, oh, so I'm going to go for Bo. I think his name is. Rest in peace, champ, and yeah,
Very
go
sad.
Manly.
Good on you, Coco.
Do you like Manly in this one, Rob? Manly by plenty for you?
Absolutely. And guess what? I think DC will be the man of the match.
I think he's out.
DCE versus Dylan Brown.
I think he'll play a top
Halves
game.
most talks at the moment.
I think they'll be too strong. I think DC will really play a top game as well too. And Coco, sorry Jesse, big call out to the Trebojevic boys. I've got a special needs son, and they also work with special needs kids as well. They are the most loveliest boys family, and what they do They spend time out of their week and go and work with these kids. And
Can you convince them to come down to the Dragons, Rob?
Yeah, it'll be like, aren't they, Jesse? Aren't they the Warrior Juniors? These boys, or not? No, it wasn't them. It was the other boys before that.
Stewart boys.
The Stewart
Stewart
boys.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went to my school.
We lose bloody good juniors, don't we?
The last game of the round should be a cracker. They've been two of the form teams the last couple of weeks. The Tigers and the Warriors, Coco.
Oh,
This will be at Campbelltown.
Ooh. I'm happy for the Tigers because they've been wooden spooners for the last 3 to 4 seasons. So because it's at Campbelltown, I'm going. But like the Warriors do. Oh my god.
Warriors at home would be different.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Tigers. Let's hope I can tip this week.
Youngy, who do you like in this one? The
I'm
Tigers.
going to tip the upset. I'm going to go the Warriors away from home.
Oh, that'd be good.
Billy?
Yeah, I'm going to go the Warriors.
Tigers.
Wow.
All right, Rob. Over to you. Who do you like in this one?
Tigers and Jerome will be man of the match. I think he'll seal the deal for him. Quality half.
Yep. I'm going to go Tigers. I think Appy will be the man of the match. He's one of the best players in the comp right now. The way he carried
His
them to victory
ability to
against
spot something is just uncanny.
What's that?
Oh, like he just picks up on things that most people wouldn't see and just exploits it.
Yeah.
Can Abby play Save Origin, or is he a...
He's a New South Welshman, 100% he can.
He's
the Origin hooker right now.
He deserves a run, doesn't he? Jeez.
Robson's very quiet this year.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope he gets a run. Is he 31 or something, Abby, now? Something like that?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robson's been very quiet to start the year. That could be to do with the Cowboys' form as well.
Yeah. Maybe he's a form hooker for sure.
But we're here to talk about the Dragons, and we've got a huge game against the Melbourne Storm. I mean, it's going to be huge. If we lose this, we're going to be facing down the barrel of none from 3. Not something we want to do, Coco, is it?
No way, Jose. We need to start winning, and this is a good test. We just came from the bye, so we should be fresh-legged, fresh mind, passionate, determined, and defend. That's what we should be doing. And if we want to make sure the fans get out there, it's a 3 p.m. game. Gates open at 12:30.
New South Wales Cup's on beforehand.
Yep, they play the Bears first at 12:40. So be there. It's Cogra. How lucky are we? We've had 3 home games. Yes, that's right.
Our reserve grade team is doing well too. Am I reading it right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good team.
Yep. And
good reason to get out there.
Yes,
don't sell it out. I think Luke's onto something there. Every game we've had a sellout, we've lost.
Exactly.
Yeah, it won't sell out. It won't sell out, Luke. I guarantee you that.
Not for Melbourne.
We're predicting a lot of rain, unfortunately. Up to 70 mils in Sydney.
Who cares? Cronulla fans turn up if it rains. They turn up there in snorkels and goggles and all sorts of shit.
The Knights fans turned out in wetsuits last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. I remember that.
That was the game we played them.
I'm a
Cogra in the rain.
I'm a Cogra boy through and through, but they turn up.
Who gives a shit? If it's raining, go anyway.
Yeah,
No,
you're
but I mean,
going to get sick anyway.
Go get wet.
They turn up
Get
to
out
win.
there.
If you want games at Cogra, you got to come. You
No,
always
sorry.
to moan
But
about
they don't
having
do
games
Hey,
at Wollongong.
good point, Coco. You want the games at both grounds?
Cogra.
You go. Yeah.
You should stand up above the St George Leagues Club, Coco, and promote them.
Where's your bitches and moans about the St George Illawarra? Bro, get your fucking ass out. Unless you got kids, you got soccer.
No, I go,
basketball,
Coco. I
you
go
know?
to the game.
No, not you. I'm just talking about in general. If there's, kids with birthday parties, I understand.
I don't know what it is. They don't go at Cogra. I don't know why.
So
And
what
when we
do you
lose,
reckon's
it's
going to
like-
happen though, Coco?
Oh.
Are we going to win?
Yes, I think we get. Yes, fingers, toes, my whole soul. I'm going to sage myself. Yes, I hope we do win, and it'll be a good lesson for the Storm. And then
We can get a crowd there.
Yes, But you know what I want? I want the fucking army to fucking pull their fucking fingers out and start chanting from the minute the ball kicks off.
You'll do that.
And hold the pies.
It's quiet.
You don't throw the pies. Coco
No,
will be on
don't
you
be
if you throw a pie.
disrespectful. Full stop. It's a game of footy. You can have banter, but don't make it personal and don't be disrespectful. Pull your heads in.
Otherwise,
And
you won't
make
be
friends.
welcome.
Be kind.
What about if someone throws a sausage roll?
You know, like, you know, you go to a game of footy and you want to, if you're with your mates, just don't be a fucking dickhead. Simple.
100%.
Well, you won't be going to the football anymore.
Me?
No.
No,
anyone.
that guy got
If you do
banned,
things
didn't he?
like that.
Yeah,
Good
he
on
got
him.
banned.
Good.
Yeah, you got
Because
banned for
he
what?
wanted clout.
Did
That's
anything?
all he
I didn't
wanted.
hear a lot about it. Did anything else happen? Did he get any charges or anything? Or
He
just
got
a
a
ban?
life ban. He's got to go to court.
He's got a light ban. He can't go.
He can't go to any NRL games anymore.
Yeah. What's his excuse? Well, he looked like he was pretty drunk. But
That's
there's no
no
excuse, is it? Yeah.
He's a 26-year-old. They said.
Well, his behaviour has now made him not go to a game. See, the behaviours. You know, behaviours. I could lose my voice and be friends. I was getting friendly with everyone. It was fun. You know, it's good.
You were talking to doggy fans.
Yeah, it was me and a lovely
What
lady.
for?
Because we
What
were
for?
both. Well, I was the loudest. She was the loudest, and we were like, "Yeah, go." And then she said, "Gee, you're doing a better job than those people are over there." I went, "Yeah, no, I always do." You know.
I bring a doggies fan with me. Biggest regret of my life.
Where do you sit, Billy?
Oh, North Broken Grandstand.
Oh,
But
you're in
the dogs are like a tapeworm. They just get right up your backside, and there's no cure for it.
Oh,
no.
Bad.
Well, I'll tell you a story, quick story, and it's a true story. I sit in the upper deck, close to 50, very privileged under the sponsors. Where the sponsors sit, so the last
Oh,
row.
yeah.
I went down the stairs. I went to go to the toilet. Right, I'm 55, turning 56, and there was 3 or 4 doggy stands of ethnicity, nationality, right? And they said, "Big fat boy, you're leaving. Your team's leaving. You know, see you later." I said, "Oh, you know, good on you or whatever. You know, you've been dancing the whole game, and the Bulldogs are winning or whatever." A guy came up and grabbed me by the throat like that, pushed me back. All the 4 of them got up and grabbed me by the neck, and I was a bit taken back. I kept on walking and went down to the toilet and all that, and came back and then didn't see these guys. It was half time. They left, and they came back or whatever. And then security came over them twice, or whatever. I didn't say anything. I probably should have said something. And then
Yeah,
I
you should have
contacted
said
the
something the
club.
moment they grabbed you, Rob. You could have said, "Oi, look
Go
at
to the
these
police.
boys."
I was a bit
Like,
taken
oi.
back, you know, and that's what happened. And then I emailed the club, and they just said sorry for what happened, and that was it. Yet to get the pie thrown against the Bulldog supporter, and was all up in arms. Oh, poor guy got hit by a pie. Well, I got freaking hit in the throat. You know, so as for Bulldog supporters, sorry from that background, but don't like you. Very nasty people.
Nah, they're not as bad. Like, I had, like, you know what? We all have good experiences and bad experiences with fans, and it's about.
Well, what it is that every team's got shit supporters, and it's those shit supporters from each team that you remember.
Exactly. Like, look
That's
at the
the
Sharks
problem.
ones. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Sharks, like, you know, if we go to, like, I hate going to Shark Park when I play the Dragons. Oh my God, it's the worst because everyone is like, "Go home, you don't belong here," or "Go home." I'm like, bro.
It's not a good place, Shark Park.
And then,
It's a terrible
yeah,
place
Shark
to go.
Park. It's just, but then if you go when
I know, I've been
when
down
the
there for
Dragons,
years.
it was just like, all right, but you know, but then you know, you have some that would antagonize until that. It's like, but then you're the bad one because you like retaliated, but you're like, well, it's all right for you to say stuff. It's like 2 wrongs don't make a right. But then when do you retaliate? Like for you, Rob, you should have told security straight away. You know.
I didn't say anything. I was just shocked. These guys in their early 20s. My son, who's, you know, older, 18, 19, came down and he was worried about me. I'm glad he didn't get into an argument with them or whatever. But security came over and obviously dealt with them and all that. But I thought about going to security, then I didn't worry about it. And I actually talked to Jesse, put me on a good path and all that. I just let it go. Maybe I was being a wimp, but I actually got.
You did the right thing, Rob.
Yeah.
You know,
But then you can't move away because they're your seats. But I would have just kept going. Hey, they're still annoying me. I am a Red V member. This is unacceptable. I'm not going to feel unsafe at the football. That's how
They
I
were
would
sitting
do
in
it.
the front row. There was 4 of them, and they were jumping up all game, and they were sticking up their fingers like this to the Dragons crowd when the Bulldogs scored. And,
Oh,
home
yeah,
stand.
of course.
And I'm thinking,
They were there to be. They were egging
home
you.
stand, the second row tier of our home stand. But being allowed to get away with doing that. But things have changed, obviously, since
We'll
years
keep the
ago.
ball rolling.
Yes.
Yep. So, we'll go to you, Rob. What do you think is going to happen? What do we have to do right to cause the upset of the season?
Mate, play for 80 minutes. Play hard, play tough. Daz, you said get ahead from the start, and hopefully.
Yeah, I'd like to see us start fast. That's what I'd like to see us do.
Yeah, and just playing grinding football. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking about the Sharks. They play grinding football, so we've got to do that. There's too many lapses in the first game. The first and second game, we had. I don't know.
We seem to get a roll on. From what I've seen, I don't know whether you guys see this, but we seem to get a roll on and defend well, and then all of a sudden it's just a soft try we let in. It's just.
And the 2 tries last
it's
game.
about effort.
Yeah, over the line, they were just touch football tries. So, against Melbourne, even with a couple of those key players out, if we're not on the whole game, forget about it. It's over, Red Rovers. So, but I'm hoping, and I'll do what I did last time. I tipped against this, which I never ever tip against this, but only really when it's the real strong team like Penrith or Melbourne. So I'm tipping Melbourne to win, say by 12 plus, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, by giving a jinx tip like that, that we can come good and we can beat them.
All right, over to you, Billy. What do you think? What do we have to do to beat the premiership favourites?
The basics: complete your sets, good kicks, defend well, don't miss stupid tackles. If you have to tackle 3 on one player, do it. You got Gutho there. He's a supreme leader. He needs to organise his defensive line. His organisation abilities is amazing. He should use that to his advantage. I would like to see Damien Cook run the ball more. I don't think I've seen enough of it, to be honest. So, show some versatility in attack, and just defend well. Put in your best efforts, and we win. If we don't, well, we know we got the best we could. Obviously game management hasn't been there the past couple of weeks, but it's a different week now. I'm going in with full positivity, full confidence. Obviously, I feel a bit delusional, but I'm tipping Dragons to win anyway. So I did it last year. They won.
Close one, you think?
Yeah, definitely close. Dragons by 6. 1 try.
All right. Over to you, Youngy. What do you think is going to happen in this one? Can we take down the Melbourne Storm?
Well, we certainly can, but it's going to come down to, as I've said a couple of times, defence. And we need to get Sloan and Tui Pilato into the game and in space. Give them plenty of space and let them run the ball. Could be anything.
And who does everyone's going to... everyone there, go for your anytime try scorer and your margin.
Well,
I'm tipping 4 points. 4 points to the Dragons.
Anytime.
I hope.
Anytime. Let's go. You know what? Kyle Flanagan seems to be scoring, so let's go, Kyle.
I think
Tui
by
Pilato
2,
for me.
Yeah, by 2 points and Sloan.
Rob?
I'm keeping to my reverse psychology. Melbourne by 12 and CT to score. I think CT will score.
I'm going to show you the money.
Yeah. He can
That's
find a
it.
try line, that's for sure. Like, he's copping a lot of shit.
I'm
I
telling you,
rate him.
it's
He's a good
grandstand.
winger. He's a really good player.
He'll have to find another try celebration. I'm sure he'll have something up his sleeve.
He'll,
Was he-
Can't wait to
he'll
see
come
what
out with something.
Is he equal try leading scorer? Was he up there?
He's about fourth. He's only one try behind, I think.
Yeah,
But, I mean, don't forget, we didn't play this week or last week, so
I mean,
he's in good form.
What about basketball? What about playing basketball?
Oh, the Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
Well done to the Hawks.
How good is it, Coco? How good is it for our area?
Yeah.
How good is it for
It
Illawarra?
is. Oh,
Oh,
it's such a-
Jesse, that's a good question on there from Honda Dib. Will the wet weather help the Dragons? Because obviously expect a lot of rain. So I don't
And
know.
Melbourne have very
Don't
smart
you go to
players.
the Bulldogs, Mohammed? Or not? Sorry, Mohammed.
No, he's a Dragon supporter. He's
a
our
Dragons
number
boy.
one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he.
He's
Oh,
our number one
sorry.
supporter.
Okay, sorry.
Well, him and Lisa Marie, of course.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Jess? You follow it really well.
Boxer too.
If it really gets a deluge, I mean, Cogra holds water pretty well, but if it gets a deluge like they're saying, how do we go with the wet? Oh, I mean, I know there was.
I think it works in our favour. I think it works in our favour.
It'll go down to the kicking game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Munster's got smart kicking game. Well, we
But
know
don't
how
forget,
it's gonna
Melbourne
be.
have like all different like seasons in one day, and they're
It doesn't rain as much as you think. It does not rain. It's got a reputation for that, but Melbourne
Coco.
is very dry at the moment.
Illawarra beat Melbourne last Sunday. We've
that's
got
good.
to have two Illawarra teams beat two Melbourne teams within 7 days.
yeah.
How good does that sound?
Oh, that would be good.
It's a great omen.
Oh, for those that don't know, I'm a massive Boston Celtics fan, and the coach is also the father of Jason Tatum.
Justin
Oh,
Who's
Tatum.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Celtics.
Cool.
I'll go the
Are you a
Lakers.
Melbourne United man? Are you Youngy?
Soccer. Yeah.
No, Melbourne United in basketball.
Oh, I go for the Hawks.
You go for the Hawks? Good
Go
on
for the
you.
Hawks, yeah. Well, it's Jason Tatum's father. How can I not go for the Hawks?
Anyway,
Gotta go for the
I'll go with my prediction. I think I'm going to go with the. I agree with everything you've all said. I think we're going to have to be on song, but I'm not sure if we've got it in us to beat them. Even with the players they do have it, they still have a pretty handy lineup. I'm going to
it's
go
gonna
to
be tough.
Storm by 6 to 8 points. I just don't think we've got it in us. I really hope I am proven wrong, but I just think the Storm, they are a team that loves starting their season well, and I think they'll get the chocolates this weekend. I do hope I am
Probably
wrong.
fair.
I'd love to be proven wrong. But anyway, that's my prediction. And don't forget, tomorrow night we are back for our Behind Enemy Lines special with
Ryan
Melbourne
Hoffman.
Storm legend Ryan Hoffman. So come on for that one. We will have we might have Big T back as well. So he's still in the ward at hospital.
Get well soon, Big T.
He did try to come on tonight, but he's stuck in the ward. He had to go to bed early.
Succumb.
But I'm going to go. Yeah, I think, and I'm going to go anytime try scorer. I think it'll be Christian Tuipulotu. I'd love to see Dylan Egan get a try on debut. That'd be a great moment for him too and his family. Score in front of his family.
How good would it be if Hamish and Dylan Egan scored in the same game?
I
reckon CT will score. I might have a punt. Anytime try scorer.
I reckon it'd be very short price to score a try.
And
Anyway.
Scoop, if you're listening, if we lose by 50-0 to Melbourne, I'm going to get Aaron Woods and Blake Laurie to sit on your ass on Laguna Park, mate. This is George area.
All right, so that about wraps us up for this evening. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow night for that special with Ryan Hoffman. But thank you all. Thank you all. Proudly sponsored by Complete Warehouse Solutions. You've been watching the Mad Dragons podcast with Billy, Youngy, Rob, Coco, and I'm Jag. We'll see you tomorrow night for our Behind Enemy Lines special with Ryan Hoffman. Come on, Dragons fans. Fire up.
Let's go.
Fire up.
Coco is that panel's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of dragons, wins and tuna victory. Tony and the MD crew will do their very best. Getting off topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheet of camaraderie. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of the big red V. And so our panelists weave the tales and our premiership is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast